evening and welcome to South Kitsap High School. I'm Amanda Kraftcheck.
And I'm Chris Adkins. Tonight we're coming to you live for the traditional homecoming contest and festivities.
Tonight, South Kitsap Wolves are taking on the Olympic Trojans. Stay tuned, the kickoff is just ahead.
That was the South Kitsap High School NJROTC with presenting the colors. And the South Kitsap High School Marching Band playing the Star Spangled Banner. An excellent job here again tonight. And joining me in the booth tonight, once again, my color commentator assistant extraordinaire, Coach David Rodriguez. And Coach Rodriguez, the South Kitsap Wolves are on a 3-game winning streak. And what do you look for them in tonight's game?
Well, what a run it is. And tonight I just look for them to keep up the same trend that they've been establishing thus far. Pounding ground game, which is, of course, I've mentioned this before, traditional South Kitsap style football. And a few trick plays pulled out of Coach Segerson's and the rest of the South Kitsap's coaching staff's pockets. Once in a while, they'll throw something at the other team that they're not expecting. And frankly, they can take the other team quite off guard. Perfect example, first play from scrimmage last week against North Kitsap, a flea flicker to number 3 from Kyle Pease, 80-yard touchdown play, first play from scrimmage. Olympic's going to have to keep their eyes open, and they're really going to have to look for the trick plays. And most importantly, they're going to, if the Olympics wants to stay in the game, they're going to have to do their best to stop the run.
Well, we're looking for a good battle here tonight between Olympic and South Kitsap. South Kitsap is riding that 3-game winning streak, and they've climbed themselves back into the playoff race, tied with Gig Harbor in the Bridge Division of the Narrows League, remaining undefeated. Overall, their record is 3-2. They suffered a couple of losses at the beginning of the year at the hands of Mercer Island and Mountain View, but have had a really nice winning streak going here, and they're really starting to come together as a team. So South Kitsap is led by their quarterback, a senior, Kyle Pease, who has had an outstanding year so far, completing 54 of 85 passes for 803 yards and 8 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions. So he has done a really nice job on the offensive end, but also he's had a good chance to throw the ball since he's got a nice offensive line blocking for him, as Quincy Lyman is getting ready to do the kicking here for the Wolves. Olympic sends 2 men back to receive the kick. And the kickoff is underway here for the homecoming game as the ball is going to sail out of bounds near the 10-yard line. And that is going to be a penalty. So Olympic will have the ball at their own 35-yard line. So sort of a little mistake right there made by the Wolves right off the bat, Coach Rodriguez.
I don't think that's something that the coaches drew up in the locker room before the game. Instant penalty and puts the Olympic Trojan football squad right up at the 35-yard line for their first play from the scrimmage. Let's look for these scrappy young men from Silverdale to maybe throw a trick play at the Wolves to start off the game.
So Olympic will have good field position here to start the first quarter as Olympic sends 2 wide receivers, Xavier Mancha and Jeremy Johnson, set in the I formation. Chris Lane is at quarterback for Olympic. They're going to hand the ball off to the tailback. That's Ross Payne, number 24. He doesn't get very far, maybe a couple on the play. We're going to give him a gain of about 1 yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9. So right off the bat, the Trojans are going to that running game.
And it's going to be a test of the line of scrimmage tonight, the South Kitsap defensive line versus the Olympic Trojan offensive line. Can the Trojan line create holes for their running backs? South Kitsap doing a very good job so far this season of plugging up those holes. Number 62, Renard Williams, a big part to do with that, a defensive end for the Wolves.
In at tailback for Olympic is number 6, Jeff Boyce, as Lane is going to drop back, and he's looking for a man down the middle, and he just overthrows the fingertips of number 2. That's Patrick Kendall, and actually in at quarterback, that's number 7, Chris Lane.
And his man was wide open there. If he had hit him, that would have been at least a 20-yard gain and possibly more.
One of the things that got to the Wolves the last couple of games, although they were victorious, was the secondary seemed to have allowed the wide receivers an extra step to get in behind them, but it was not meant to be on that pass play, as it's going to be 3rd and long for Olympic. Lane under center. He takes a 3-step drop, looks to his left. He's got a man, overthrows number 82, Jeremy Johnson. The pass was incomplete. And just like that, a good defensive series for the Wolves, and Olympic will have to kick the ball away.
Lane, maybe with a few early game jitters here, overthrows 2 open receivers to start off the first series. 3 and out for the Trojans, and they'll be punting to the Wolves.
Doing the punting for tonight will be number 53, Brendan Bermia, the senior for Olympic. The Wolves send a couple of back men. There's the kick. It's straight down the middle. It's going to be fielded at the 35-yard line by South Kitsap with a couple of side steps. Gets out and about. That's number 45, Tyler Goddard, with a nice return. And South Kitsap will have the ball near midfield. We will place it around the 48-yard line. So South Kitsap is going to have good field position to start their first series of downs.
We'll see if the South Kitsap Wolf offense can keep clicking the way they have been the last 3 weeks, actually the entire season, and how the Trojan defense will respond here. They're really going to have to step up to keep the Wolves from getting on the board early. The Wolves have excellent field position at the 50-yard line.
Kyle Pease under center for the Wolves, having an outstanding season so far. They're going to hand the ball off to Chad Fowler, number 24. He is taken down near the 46-yard line.
The Trojan defense is going to get a steady dose of Mr. Fowler tonight, number 24 for the Wolves. He's been carrying the ball quite well for the Wolves the last 3 weeks.
In at wide receiver for the Wolves, number 3, Monty Enyart, and number 81, David Parker. Pease takes the snap. They're going to hand the ball off to Fowler again on a little delayed counter, but Olympic was right there to stop them. In fact, I think they're going to lose a couple on the play. Nice job by Olympic right there, stopping that run.
Olympic's defensive line looking very ready and very poised. This first couple of downs, keeping the Wolves' running game in check. Let's look to the Wolves to pass here on 3rd down and 6.
South Kitsap with that big offensive line, led by their center, Andrew Thatcher, and they call him Barney, so we're looking to get some space cleared out there in the middle. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Pease, a little 3-step drop. He's got an out pattern to Enyart. Nice pass there by Pease to Enyart, and that's going to be a 1st down.
That's been the bread and butter for the Wolves. Pease to Enyart. That's what kept the Wolves in the game against Shelton, the miraculous comeback win against the High Climbers 2 weeks ago. those sideline out patterns for first downs. And Enyart starts the game off with another reception.
Completing the rest of that offensive line, number 58 at left guard is Mike Cook. At right guard is number 57, Brian Bailey. As the Wolves come out at the Olympic 40-yard line, Pease, he's going to fake the handoff, roll out to his left. He's got his tight end wide open and around the 35-yard line. That's a nice pass and catch play to number 19, Jesse Galligan. And the Wolves get a big passing gain, and it's going to be near the first down. We'll wait and see if it is or not. They might, yes, it is. The officials are signaling that it is a first down, so the ball will be spotted at the Olympic 28. A nice pass, a nice gain right there.
Typical Kyle Pease so far this season, just doing his job, nothing fancy, rolling out to the left this time, and connecting with his tight end for a first down.
The Wolves send two wide receivers to the right side. They hand the ball off to Fowler, and a nice tackle there on defense. That's number 6, Jeff Boyce, who took Fowler down right at the legs. Otherwise, Fowler had a little open room out on the right, on the wide side of the field. Short gain of 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 for South Kitsap. Rounding out that offensive line at left tackle, number 52, Kyle Saltsgaver, and at right tackle, number 67, Big Joe Bettinger. So the Wolves have a good power up front on that line to clear some space for those running backs to give Pease a little time to throw, as he's going to hand the ball off to Fowler, and he's got a big hurl. He sidesteps, gets out near the 10-yard line. He's met by the quarterback, and he's taken down at the 8. First and goal for the Wolves.
Excellent run by number 24, Fowler. I was just getting ready to say that the Olympic Trojan defensive line was doing an excellent job. They just simply got blocked off the left side there. Fowler, big gain, first and goal for the Wolves.
And the reason why Fowler had all that room is because that offensive line cleared an enormous hole right there. So credit the offensive line for giving Fowler some room to run, as Monty Enyart is going to be split to the far side of the field, and the Wolves have two fullbacks to block for Fowler, and he's going to get the ball, goes off left guard. He keeps his feet moving just inside the 5. We're going to call it the 4-yard line, where it'll be second and goal for South Kitsap.
That Trojan defensive line not giving an inch down there near the goal line. They're standing their own and doing their best to keep the Wolves out of the end zone. We'll see what the Wolves do here.
South Kitsap traditionally using that 3-man backfield, as Corey Dame now comes in at tailback, the junior for South Kitsap. Enyart still split to the far side of the field, and they're going to hand the ball off to Dame. He stutter steps again, but nothing doing right there. Maybe a gain of 1, and it is going to be third and goal for South Kitsap. So far, a nice goal line stance here by the Olympic Trojans on defense.
The story of the game so far is that Trojan defensive line seeming like they're knowing what plays the Wolves are going to throw at them. They've given up one big gain to get down here by the goal line, but outside of that, they have simply shut down the run game for the Wolves.
A few more substitutions coming into the game. Corey Dame still in at tailback. Number 28, Tony Larson, and number 49, Jonathan Keontang. They hand the ball off to Dame, and he gets up over right guard, in for the touchdown. Touchdown, South Kitsap.
Excellent run by the Wolves. Sooner or later, running the ball up the gut, that offensive line is going to open up a hole. Somebody's going to get through for a touchdown. This time, number 13, Corey Dame.
A nice controlled series there on offense for the Wolves, as they get into the end zone and get the points on the board first here at South Kitsap High School's homecoming game with 6:38 left remaining. Quincy Lyman getting set for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. So South Kitsap leads Olympic 7-0 here early in halfway through the first quarter of play. And South Kitsap, Coach Rodriguez, going straight to that running game, mixed with a little bit of passing. And I'll tell you what, Kyle Pease did a nice job of showing how well he is throwing the ball so far this year. And just overall, South Kitsap is just coming together as a team.
Kyle Pease, of course, the quarterback, the leader of this offense, simply showing his athletic ability on every down. If he's not handing it off, he is definitely throwing, and he's got good mobility there in the pocket, and a lot of times he simply sprints out of the pocket for big game throws. and big gains. 10-plus yards per pass play for Kyle Pease.
Patrick Kendall and Jeff Boyce are back to receive the kick from Lyman. South Kitsap doing a really nice job the last few weeks. As we said earlier, they started off the season sort of on a bad note as they lost a couple of close games. And a lot of people thought, wow, South Kitsap is not in for a very good season, but they are just coming together and doing a really nice job as the ball's going to be fielded by number 24, Ross Payne. He tries to cut the ball back up the middle. He's still on his feet until he's finally taken down around the 25-yard line. We'll mark it at the 26. So Olympic is going to have another shot here in series on their series of downs, and South Kitsap is going to look to stop them, especially with that big offense or that big defensive line led by number 62, Renard Williams, it's nice to have him back from an earlier injury.
Yes, Renard will be in the game for us most of the night, and one thing we can look for the Wolves defense is to keep the pressure on the Olympic Trojan quarterback.
Well, at 6 feet, 288 pounds, that's quite a load, so it's good to have him on defense as Olympic comes out in the I formation, split wide receivers. They're going to pitch the ball back to the tailback. That's number 24, Ross Payne. He tries to get to the outside, cuts up a little bit, gets out near the 30-yard line. We're going to call it a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for Olympic.
Good little run by Payne there, getting on the outside, running into a crowd and just keeping those legs churning, and gets a couple of yards out of it. 2nd and 6 for the Trojans.
Payne now goes out of the game. More substitutions coming in and out for Olympic as well. This is going to be a 2nd and 6 here. In at tailback now is number 6, Jeff Boyce, as Mancha and Johnson are split at the wide receivers. There looked like there was a little bit of motion on the far side of the field, but the ball is handed off to Boyce. He's able to get up near the first down marker. He's going to be just a little bit short. It's going to be 3rd and short for Olympic, and it sure looked like that the wide receiver started before the ball was snapped on the far side of that field.
Well, the officials seemed to have missed it, or simply there was no penalty. However, the Olympic Trojan offense seems to be in position to possibly get their first down of the night. 3rd and 1 for the Trojans. Let's look for them to gain some confidence here if they can get a first down and see how the Wolves defense responds. I look for the Wolves defense to rush the quarterback here, blitz.
Boyce still in at tailback. Lane under center, and he fumbles the snap. Well, he either fumbled the snap or he kept it on his own. The ball was snapped, and he just paused for a moment, maybe looking to go forward. That was one of the most unusual quarterback sneaks I've ever seen, so we'll have to see where they spot the ball. It's going to be placed at the Olympic 36-yard line.
I think that was a quarterback freeze, Coach. I don't think he knew what was going on. I think that was a blown play. Nonetheless, first down for the Trojans, miraculously for them. I'm surprised the Wolves didn't get the ball back on that play. Ball just kind of sitting there right there. Quarterback not too sure what's happening.
The ball was snapped. Lane just stood there for a moment, but I guess he was able to get far enough forward to get that first down. So
Olympic can't afford too many of those mistakes tonight.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the Olympic 36-yard line. Boyce is in at tailback again. Lane's going to pitch the ball. They're going to look for the halfback option, and he's got a man wide open. Oh, that's number 80, Xavier Mancha. They pitched the ball, brought the corners up. There was nobody back in the secondary for South Kitsap, and if Mancha stays on his feet, he had 6 points.
If Mancha keeps his feet, he's moonwalking into the end zone right now, and it's going to be a tie ball game if the extra point's good.
South Kitsap cutting a huge break there as the pass from Lane to Mancha allowed South Kitsap to stay where they are. The ball is going to be placed at the South Kitsap 37-yard line.
Nobody home on that play, Coach.
Lane under center. They're going to hand the ball off to the running back. That's Payne again. Lane to Payne. And Lane tried to create a lane for Payne.
And so far, the Olympic Trojan offense is creating a pain for the Wolves defense. They're moving the ball rather steadily up the field and looking for their first score here tonight. So far, they're looking fairly efficient. They pulled a trick play out of the pocket, and it worked.
Mancha, I bet, is wishing that he was able to stay on his feet in that last play.
Oh, he was in.
Been tied.
He was in, Coach. He would have been in. Wide open.
Long counts here. Lane's going to drop back. He's got a man open, and he just overthrows him just a little too much. The intended receiver was number 2, Patrick Kendall, who was running a slant pattern across the middle, and Payne led him just a little too much. The pass is incomplete, and Lane, the pass was incomplete. Boy, we're going to have fun with that one all night, aren't we?
Oh, baby. Lane and Payne. We're going to get a couple mix-ups. Lane seems to be a little jittery, possibly, overthrowing a couple of his wide-open receivers. We'll see if he can shake it out a little bit and maybe get some connections here.
Kendall and Mancha are the split wide receivers. Lane takes the snap. They're going to hand the ball off on a counter to Boyce. He doesn't get very far. In fact, he barely got back to the line of scrimmage, but there's a penalty flag down near the 40-yard line.
This could be bad for the Wolves. I'm thinking face mask, Coach.
It's going to be a hold against Olympic, but I can only imagine that South Kitsap will decline this and make it 4th down, as Boyce was able to gain a couple on the play. The ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line. It's going to be 4th down for Olympic, and it looks as if they're going to bring in the punting unit.
Well, the Wolves, if Olympic gets a good punt off here, are going to be pinned back against the end zone, and as well as the Trojan defensive line is playing, it could spell bad news for the Wolves. They need to really be careful here, especially with their special teams unit. Make sure they get a solid catch and run at least past the 20-yard line.
Tyler Goddard and number 87, Sean Staten, are back to receive the kick at their own 10-yard line. Doing the kicking again will be Brendan Bermia, the 5'7" senior at 225 pounds. Should be able to get a strong leg behind this one. The kick is up. A little wobbly. It's going to be fielded by Goddard at his own 15. He's got a little bit of running room. He stays on his feet. And Goddard, he gets through a couple of tackles. There goes Tyler Goddard. He's only got a couple of men to beat. He's getting down to the 20, to the 10, 5. Touchdown, South Kitsap. Tyler Goddard with an 85-yard punt return for touchdown.
Beautiful breakout and run through, just kept evading and eluding tacklers. Sprints across midfield and gets in for a quick 6 for South Kitsap, 13-0.
Nice job by Goddard to field the punt. Got a little extra motion as he was running forward, so he gets a little burst of speed right there to get his momentum going forward. Went right up the middle, eluded a couple of would-be tacklers, kept his legs driving, and he was able to get into the end zone for the touchdown.
A simple north-south play. Sometimes you see punt returners and kick returners trying to go sideline to sideline. He just took it right up the gut, Coach, and bam, into the end zone.
The extra point is up, and it is good. And so just like that, South Kitsap goes up 14-0 on Olympic with 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter of play. And if this is any indication about what's going to happen for this game, it could be a long night for Olympic.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Coach. They are making a couple of simple errors here and there. Those turn into big mistakes when you give up a couple of quick touchdowns. Overall, however, I think Olympic's playing a good team game. I think if they stick to their game plan, they could find a couple of gems in the rough here. Had a couple of pass plays that if they find their open receivers, they're going to be making some big yards. The defensive line is holding up well for Olympic. It's a confidence issue at this point. They go down 2 big scores quick. But if they can stay with their game plan, I think they can stay in the game. I don't see the Wolves necessarily rolling over on the Trojans if the Trojans can keep their confidence in the game.
Well, it is very early here, but so far the momentum swing has gone the way of South Kitsap. And South Kitsap having somewhat of an advantage, as not only is it their home field advantage, but it is also their homecoming game. We have a lot of former students, former athletes that are here in attendance here tonight, a nice crowd. And we've got the 3 junior highs that are represented in the South Kitsap School District as Lyman gets the kickoff, and it's fielded by number 24, Ross Payne, who sidesteps a few tacklers but doesn't get very far. And Olympic will start again in their own territory, but they've actually started with some decent field position, averaging anywhere around their own 25-yard line, and this time they're going to start at their own 28.
I think Olympic is putting themselves into good situations to put points on the board. They just need to convert plays all the way down the field. The quarterback, I think he just needs to settle down a little bit and let the ball come out of his hands and follow through, and he'll be fine. You never know. Olympic, get right back in this game. There's plenty of time left.
Olympic coming out in the I formation. Lane with another long count again, maybe trying to draw the defense offside. He hands the ball off. That's to Payne right there. Payne gets to the outside. Doesn't get very far. Is tripped up. Wishes that he hadn't. He had a little bit of green out there on the far side of the field. It's going to be second long. In fact, there is no gain on the play. It's going to be second down and 10. So South Kitsap getting comfortable in that defensive stance right there by their big defensive line.
Excellent play from the right side of the Wolves defensive line, catching up with the runner, not letting him get the outside corner and taking him down for no gain.
Now, the last time Olympic had the ball, they ran the fake pitch and run and threw a pass down deep. So we'll see what the Wolves have. They have to pitch the ball off to, that's Payne again, and he's not going anywhere. He's taken down. Nice tackle by Bruce Ferdy. He came right up for run support and took Payne down.
Payne had two hands on the ball like he was getting ready to pass again, but the Wolves defense not fooled this time. I think the defensive coordinator for the Wolves and possibly Coach Segerson may have had a little chat with the Wolves defense during that last break.
Lesson learned on that big pass play that the Olympic Trojans had the first time around, and that's what it's all about, making adjustments to possible mistakes that happen in a game. As the Trojans don't get practically anything, we'll call it a gain of 1 on the play, and it's going to be 3rd and long for Olympic, 3rd and 9 at their own 29-yard line. Lane's going to hand the ball off to the fullback, and he stays on his feet. That's number 33 for the Trojans, Rashad Green.
Good run.
The 6'1", 200-pound sophomore. They gain a few on the play, but it will not be enough for the first down. It will be 4th and 3 yards to go, and Olympic will have to kick the ball away again.
Green looked good on that running play. Looks to him to get the ball in his hands a little bit more often throughout the night.
Back to kick is number 59. That's Jimmy Grote. Back again is Tyler Goddard. Goddard with a punt return for a touchdown. He's going to have a little bit of room here. He fields it again at his own 35-yard line, but this time he's not getting anywhere. Nice tackle by Thomas Roberts for Olympic, and so there will be no touchdown on this return here, but Tyler Goddard, a very dangerous return man on special teams.
Well, Olympic not fooled this time on special teams and good tackling there. However, South Kitsap, again, starting from the line of scrimmage, midfield at the 50-yard line. Last time resulted in a score. All 11 guys for Olympic are going to have to step up. Not just the defensive line, but everybody in order to keep the Wolves out of the end zone.
Keon Tang is at the fullback position. Fowler back at the tailback. Parker and Enyart split. He's looking for Parker out, and he's does the old fake up and out. The defensive, it looks like a good catch, but the official is signaling no catch, that he was out of bounds. They ran the out and up play. The cornerback did not bite, but it was still a nice pass thrown from Pease to Parker. But still, the pass is incomplete. It's going to be second and long for South Kitsap.
Nice throw and completion, simply out of bounds. Good job from the Trojan secondary to keep his man out of bounds. Second down and 10 for the Wolves. We've got 35 seconds left in the first quarter of play here. Wolves 14, Trojans nothing.
In at wide receiver for the Wolves is Sean Staten. Enyart still in there on the far side of the field. Pease is going to fake the handoff. He's looking down. He's got a man. Oh, and it was a good thing that he missed his man there. That was the tight end, Jesse Galligan. Nice defense by the linebacker right there, and pretty close to being an interception. Good coverage there by number 6, Jeff Boyce. But the pass was incomplete, and it's going to be third and long for the Wolves.
Not sure what play that was. Didn't look good from the start. Wolves lucky to not have a pick on the play.
South Kitsap sends Jason Reed to the far side of the field, and they're looking for the tight end again, and he gets it. That's Galligan near the 50. Stays on his feet, but he's finally taken down by number 26, Ivan Gaeta.
Wolves getting away from the rushing game. All pass on this, the last 3 downs for the Wolves.
It's going to be fourth down for the Wolves. They haven't moved the markers yet.
Should be 4th down. The scoreboard says 3rd down. I believe it's 4th down.
the officials were trying to spot the ball down on the near side of the field. We were shielded by the South Kitsap players and coaches down there. It's going to be 4th and short. We're going to call this 4th and 1 yard to go. And South Kitsap will go for it as Jason Reed goes to the far side of the field. Number 97, Sean Nunez, is in on the near side of the field at wide receiver. And they're going to hand the ball off to Fowler, and he's not going to get the first down. And Olympic says hello and give us the ball back.
The Olympic defensive line simply stepping up and saying, we're not giving up. We're in this game. We're not going anywhere, South Kitsap, and makes a big statement on a big play. 4th and 1 for the Wolves. Absolutely stuffs 24, Chad Fowler. They take the ball over on downs at the 44-yard line.
A huge stop for the Olympic defense, and they are going to take over on downs at their own 44-yard line. So a little bit better field position on this series than what they have started in the last couple of series.
Olympic not going to give up and die here.
Number 82, Jeremy Johnson, splits to the far side of the field for Olympic. Xavier Mancha is still on the near side, one of the key receiver targets that Lane is looking for. They're going to hand the ball off to the tailback, and he's hit hard. That's number 33, the big sophomore, Rashad Green, at 6'1", 200 pounds. He was met by Jason Reed, but he was able to get that ball forward close to the first down marker, a big gain of 8 yards. It's going to, or 9 yards. It's going to be 2nd 1, as that is the end of the first quarter. And South Kitsap leads the Olympic Trojans 14-0 here at Joe Knowles Field at their own homecoming game. And so far, South Kitsap accomplishing everything that they have wanted to do.
Well, South Kitsap doing a very good job with the Trojan offense, keeping them in check. A couple of mistakes by the quarterback, but otherwise they're doing a very good job. The last run by Green, number 33, he absolutely laid a helmet into the chest of the South Kitsap defender and just absolutely blew him away for a gain of 8 yards. That was a huge run, Coach. He was a monster. He was a monster Mack truck coming around that right side. I looked to see him get the ball a couple more times the rest of the game.
I think there's going to be a few substitutions for players coming in getting a little PT today. So they are going to switch sides. They won't have to go very far, but Olympic is going to have the ball at the South Kitsap 46-yard line, where they will have a 1st and 10, trailing only 14-0, as the tailback for Olympic, Green, is still in there, and he is doing one heck of a job as Lane is under center. Still another long count. They're going to hand the ball off to Green. Slow start, but still gets up the middle. A nice run there, and he's going to get 6 on the play down to the South Kitsap 40-yard line. It's going to be, that will be a 1st down. So nice job by Olympic, especially up front, that offensive line creating some holes there for those running backs to get some yardage.
We got to give kudos to the offense and defensive lines for the Trojans, well coached and doing their jobs tonight, making sure that they open up some holes for these running backs and keep the running game in check on defense as well.
And Olympic doing a nice job here, not trying to gain too much back too quickly, just chipping away as number 2, that's Patrick Kendall. He splits to the far side, and it looks like Olympic is going to have to take a timeout here. Lane didn't like something that he saw, so Olympic is going to burn their first timeout. So we're going to have a little break here in action as South Kitsap still leads 14-0 with 11:33 remaining here in the first half. So South Kitsap looking to extend their winning streak to 4 games. They are right in the heart of the playoff race still with Gig Harbor. Both teams are undefeated in the Bridge Division of the Narrows League at 3-0. And tied right behind them are Shelton and CK, but South Kitsap has an advantage over Shelton as they defeated Shelton a couple of weeks ago in a big win here. South Kitsap came back from a 14-10 deficit, and they were able to score a touchdown in the final seconds of that game to defeat Shelton 17-14. But they do have a couple of tough games coming up, especially this one right here tonight with Gig Harbor and CK. So we'll see what Olympic does here as they break the huddle, and it looks as if they have everything squared away now. There's a lone setback, 2 tight ends in for the Trojans. Lane with another long count. He's going to take they're going to hand the ball off to Green. He tries to scoot his way forward, and the ball is fumbled, but it's going to be recovered by Olympic. That's Colin Barrett, the junior for Olympic. The ball came squirting out, and there was nobody around until finally Barrett gets up there and lands on it. So just like that, Olympic is going to have close to a first down. The officials are looking at it. So a big break there for Olympic.
Normally you give up the ball up into the backfield of the defense. Defense is going to pounce on it. No one really saw it. Number 48 for Olympic comes up, picks up a couple yards on the play.
And it's easy to get the momentum swinging one way or the other. So that is what Olympic is going to be looking for here. Lane, he's going to look for the bomb. He's going to go down through the middle, and he's looking for his intended receiver. That's Mancha. Looked like it was a little slow developing here. The pass was incomplete, but now a penalty flag comes flying in very late. We'll have to see what the call is.
Looks like it's going to be holding on Olympic. That's a guess. Mancha's a nice target for Lane. Simply overthrowing his receivers tonight so far. He's going to have to get that ball under control.
It's pass interference against South Kitsap. So South Kitsap missing a couple of opportunities here. There was a fumble, could have recovered, but Olympic was able to recover it themselves to maintain their series of downs. And now a pass that wasn't even close to being complete. It is all for naught because it was defensive pass interference. So Olympic is going to get the ball deep in South Kitsap territory. We're going to spot the ball at the South Kitsap 16-yard line.
Olympic finding themselves in good field position with a first down. Let's see what they can do here.
Green in at tailback. Johnson on the near side of the field. Mancha on the far side. Lane is going to roll out to his right. He's just going to keep it, duck his head down, and try and get outside, and he does. Gets a couple of nice blocks, but he's taken down at the ankles by the South Kitsap defender. He couldn't get a number on that one, but nice defense there, but not until Lane was able to get a couple of yards still.
Looked like 62 Renard Williams on that stop in there. Lane doing a good job of weaving his way through traffic. Only picked up a couple, if at all, any. And they're going to look to pass here, I bet you, on the next couple of plays.
Lane just kept the ball, maybe roll out to his right, and decided to put his head down and start running. Had a couple of blockers, was able to get 2 yards on the play. They're going to fake the handoff, and they're going to cut back. And he's not going anywhere. That's number 24, Ross Payne, but the defensive side on the weak side holds their ground, and he does not get anything. In fact, it might be a loss on the play, and it's going to be third down for Olympic. So nice defensive stop there by South Kitsap.
Nobody fooled on the South Kitsap defensive side of things on that play. Big time play going around the left side, not going anywhere. Olympic gets set back for a loss.
Ross Payne coming out of the game now for Olympic as Mancha and Johnson are split again. So we possibly might look for a pass play here from Chris Lane to either wide receiver. Still a lone setback. That's Green in the backfield. Lane's looking. He's got a man, and he's going for the corner. There's a little bumping going on, and the pass is incomplete. Looked like it was caught almost.
I thought he caught it, Coach.
The intended receiver was Xavier Mancha. I thought he did too. Had his hands on it at first, but when he came down, was not able to hang on to it. So the pass is incomplete, and it's going to be fourth down for Olympic.
Good pass play. Looked good to me. Bobbled the ball, hit the ground before he could maintain possession of the ball. No touchdown, and I think Olympic's going to send out the field goal unit, try to put 3 points on the board.
Olympic is going to attempt a 37-yard field goal.
Long distance for high school.
Doing the kicking is number 34 for Olympic. We don't have a name for the number. The kick is up, and it is no good. Sort of a knuckler down to the right side of the plate there. So that was a ball 4 on the outside, and South Kitsap gets the base on balls right there.
Tough play right there for the Trojans. The timing was a little off. I noticed that the kicker looked over at the referee looking for a whistle right before he did blow the whistle. I think maybe he took his concentration off the ball. Got a little, his footing and his running on up to the ball was off. The timing was definitely off on the play, and I did not predict that ball to go through the uprights.
So Olympic unable to capitalize on a couple of big breaks there, recovering their own fumble and getting a big pass interference play from South Kitsap as Kyle Pease is going to pitch the ball to Fowler once again. He's going to get a couple of blocks. Fowler tries to get to the outside, but nothing doing. And there's a gain of about 1 on the play. It's going to be second long for South Kitsap. So Olympic doing a nice job here of stopping the Wolves on the run.
Well, Olympic's defense isn't going anywhere. They're going to keep their team in the game, and they're definitely going to do their part to keep the South Kitsap Wolves offense from getting into the end zone again.
David Parker split to the far side of the field. Enyart, one of the prime receivers for Pease. And Pease is going to fake the handoff, roll to his right. He's looking for his tight end, and he does. He's got him. That's Galligan. He's getting near the 40, 45, and he's going to be taken out at the 48-yard line. Nice pass and catch play by Pease to Galligan.
Well, they've done it before. It looks like they've practiced it. It looks like they've done it in games. Pease to Galligan, number 19. Looks like old school, and it is. Pease, a throwback quarterback.
He's just having a nice series here, keeping his composure, doing an excellent job with his fakes to faking the handoff to the running back, and he's able to roll out to his right, and a lot of times that tight end is wide open. So South Kitsap is going to have a 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Pease is going to hand the ball off to Fowler. He hits the hole hard, but not until he's taken down by number 72, Kevin Siporek. Nice stop there by Olympic, but not until Fowler gains about 5 on the play. We'll call it 4. No, we'll call it 5. I'll give one of those numbers one of these days. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for South Kitsap. Nice job by Fowler there, and it was another big hole there created by that offensive line.
Fowler used to getting through those holes, and sometimes in the end zone. Olympic doing a good job of keeping him from getting all the way through. Good job.
In at wide receiver now, number 7, Chris Hogan, and back in is Sean Nunez. Nunez to the near side. Pease looking his direction, and the pass hits him a little bit high. He's unable to bring it in. The pass will be incomplete, and it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Wolves. So Pease looking for Nunez there in the right flat, but unable to make the reception.
Well, Pease just doing what he does best, getting the ball to his receivers right in the hands. It's up to Nunez and the rest of the South Kitsap receiving corps to catch those footballs.
Jason Reed now in, and Monty Enyart, as the Wolves are getting a lot of playing time, a lot of substitutions in here to keep fresh bodies going. Pease looking Reed's way. He's got a little slant, and he hits the tight end. Nice job. Reed ran a slant pattern to the inside, and he was able to hit his tight end. That's Jesse Galligan going away from the ball. A nice pass, catch, reception play, and it's going to be 1st down into Olympic territory for South Kitsap.
Well, South Kitsap and Kyle Pease, the quarterback, looking very methodical here, pushing the ball up the field slowly but surely, getting closer and closer to the end zone. The Olympic Trojan defense may be getting a little tired. They're going to have to step it up here, and I think we have a timeout on the field.
We do. That's Olympic's 2nd timeout here, so looking like that they're trying to gather themselves together as they, too, had a lot of substitutions coming in and out of from the sideline. So South Kitsap doing a nice job of ball control here, and that's going to be the key for these guys. Not to get real fancy, but they're just going to sustain some ball control here so they can try and put more points on the board.
And probably a good call on the Olympic Trojan coaching staff to call this timeout right here to try to, get these guys settle down for a second, regroup, and talk about how they're going to stop the Wolves' offense. It's gone from run to pass.
We had a short touchdown run earlier by Corey Dame, and then we had the big play of the game. My main man, Tyler Goddard, had an 85-yard touchdown return on the punt. And so South Kitsap leads Olympic 14-0 as both teams break the sidelines from the timeout. They're going to pitch the ball. That is going to be Fowler. He tries to get to the outside, but nothing doing right there. Nice tackle by number 6. That's Jeff Boyce. So the Olympic Trojan defense snuffing out the running game here a little bit, frustrating the Wolves there, and which is forcing them to throw some of those short passes.
The Trojans should look to throw a couple extra guys in the backfield, maybe go into a zone defense with the secondary, and look for some footballs to get up in the air and maybe get an interception here.
Barney Thatcher breaking the huddle early under center right there. Pease, they sent 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field. Pease hands the ball off to Fowler. He's got a big hole. He's going to cut straight up the middle, puts his head down, stay on his feet. He's going to get down to the 10-yard line. Nice run by Fowler. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Wolves. And Coach Rodriguez, that's what we were talking about. They just keep running, and Olympic stops them. Then they think they might be doing something else, and then the next thing you know it, old Jed's a millionaire.
Well, you just do what you do best, and you just keep running the ball, and eventually it's going to work for you. Chad Fowler looked like a kid in a candy shop right there. Just which way should I go? Straight, left, right? It's all wide open. He gets down to the 10-yard line. The Wolves are in scoring territory. Red zone time. 1st and goal at the 9.
He had a lot of pasture to run in there as the Wolves send Hogan and Reed to the far side of the field. They're going to hand the ball off to the fullback. That's number 19. That's the tight end. No, that's not. That's number 39. That's DeAndre Jackson. And just like that, he gets up into the end zone for a 10-yard touchdown. Touchdown, South Kitsap. Piece of cake, just like that.
Well, DeAndre Jackson, the gentleman who went up the right sideline a couple weeks ago against Shelton, finds himself in the end zone again, his second touchdown of the season. Good job, number 39, DeAndre Jackson, just simply taking the ball right up the gut. Seems to have caught the Olympic defense unawares there, and they find themselves down 20-0 with an extra kick for the point after coming up right now.
Jackson is the sophomore as the kick is up, and it is good. So the Wolves get on the board again with a 10-yard touchdown run from DeAndre Jackson, and now they lead Olympic 21-0 here at the homecoming football game at South Kitsap High School with 7:36 left to play. And South Kitsap doing an excellent job not turning the ball over, sustaining ball control, doing a nice job here, and also on the defensive end. But this is where they have to be real careful. They don't want to lighten up. They don't want to let up too much. They want to make sure that they maintain that intensity so they don't let Olympic right back in it, because Olympic has got some players to get this game close again.
I seriously doubt the South Kitsap Wolf coaching staff will let their players become complacent and let Olympic get back into this game, but it's only a wait-and-see situation. We've got a lot of time left, and speaking of players, we've got some future players here on the right end zone with Cedar Heights, John Sedgwick, and Marcus Whitman.
Part of the homecoming festivities, we have many of the players that play at the 3 junior highs here in the South Kitsap School District. Marcus Whitman, John Sedgwick, and Cedar Heights, and all of these young men are here looking to become future high school football players, as the ball is going to be taken by, that's Payne at his own 20-yard line, but he's taken down. Nice tackle by Corey Dame as he comes running in there and takes him down at the Olympic 25.
Not fooled, and simply took him down at the 20-yard line. Big-time special teams play for number 13, Corey Dame, and doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. Take the guy down who's got the ball. Pretty simple, Coach.
Doing the kicking on that series was number 85, Miguel Paredo. So some substitutions coming in here for the South Kitsap Wolves, as Olympic is going to have, this is an important series of downs here for Olympic. They're going to have a 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line, and Coach Rodriguez, they have got to have something happen here.
Olympic's got to make something happen, and it's got to be now. Otherwise, this game could be over.
Lane under center. Another long count. He's going to hand the ball off to Green, and he is hit hard.
That was a big-time hit from a big-time player. I think that was number 4, but I could be mistaken. Not really sure. Yes, number 4 for the Wolves.
We don't have a number 4 on our roster.
He must have been brought up from the junior varsity just this week, and what a hit that was. Certainly going to impress the coaches.
Well, whoever he is, he put the big stick on Green right there, and Green lost a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 11 for Olympic on their own 25-yard line.
Very impressive hit.
Olympic, 2nd and long. Lane, he's going to drop back. He's looking for a man, and down the middle, he's going to throw it up, and the pass is going to be incomplete. The pass was intended for Mancha.
More Wolves than Trojans in that area. Lane probably should look short before he goes long. Another overthrown pass. And maybe the Trojans should start looking for some fullbacks and tight ends, short gain type of stuff if they're going to go pass.
That was good coverage there on the cornerback. That's number 7, Chris Hogan for the Wolves. He didn't bite on anything right there, and it even looked like Mancha sort of stutter-stepped and lost his balance and was unable to complete the route as quickly as he'd like to have, as number 5 is now in the game. That's Johnny Hooper, the junior for Olympic, split to the near side of the field. The lone setback, Lane, is going to fake. He's going to roll out to his right, being chased, and he is going to be taken down. Nice tackle by number 39. That's DeAndre Jackson. So on one end, he scores a touchdown, and on the other end, he gets a monster hit.
DeAndre Jackson doing it all for the South Kitsap Wolves, doing his part to help his team win another game. And the Olympic Trojan punting team comes back out on the field. And the Wolves send 2 men back. ready to receive the punt. I don't anticipate any trick plays here, Coach. What do you think?
Back to receive, Tyler Goddard, number 45, and number 87, Sean Staten. Goddard already with a punt return for a touchdown. He's going to get it again at about his own 40. Oh, and the ball goes through his hands, but he's able to pick it up again. He's going to get to the right side. I don't know if he has much room. Cuts it back up, gets to the 40-yard line. Almost a big mishap there, so the Wolves cut a little bit of a break.
Excellent recovery by Goddard. Excellent recovery. The ball hits him in the chest, bounces behind him. He's got the sense to pick up the ball on one bounce, take it up the right sideline. Almost goes in.
Goddard looked like he took his eyes off of it for just a moment, but he was able to pick it back up, and he got a nice gain out of it as we are going to watch the Wolves take the ball over at the Olympic. We're going to call it the 41-yard line.
Excellent field position for the Wolves.
In at quarterback now is Quincy Lyman. Kyle Pease is going to get a breather here, so Lyman, usually doing the kicking duties, is now going to come in at quarterback as the Wolves are going to make a few substitutions here before halftime. We're going to try and get you all the numbers that we can here with their names as Lyman is going to come back out here. Number 4 earlier on that big hit was Corey Hawkins.
Beautiful hit. We've also got Luke Dye split wide right on the near sideline.
Tucker gets the pitch from Lyman as he is forced out of bounds just past the original line of scrimmage. And it is going to be 3rd down for the Wolves. So a lot of playing time here for other Wolves as the South Kitsap Wolves suited up quite a few players tonight, around 70, looking to hopefully get some playing time for a lot of these younger kids especially. Gaining that experience is a big thing here for everybody, especially if it come playoff time. So it's a really big deal there as Barney breaks the huddle and comes out. And now the Wolves have another wide receiver. That's number 95. That's Brandon Mayfield on the near side of the field, and there's motion on the offensive side there. That's number 91. That's Matthew Foxworthy. So they're not going to find a lot of comedy in that Foxworthy right there as he gets a 5-yard penalty play.
And I believe number 99, Devlin Miller, also in for the Wolves as a receiver.
Oh, and it is. They're calling that against Olympic. I'm not sure if I saw that one. So
I didn't see it either, Coach.
Looks like South Kitsap is going to cut a break there. It looked like the tight end was offside or an illegal procedure call, but they're calling it offside against Olympic. So right there, the Wolves get a big break. It's going to be 3rd and short now for the Wolves, as Mayfield still comes to the near side of the field. Lyman is going to fake the handoff, roll out to his right. He's got a man. That's number 35. Nice catch. He's going to be taken down at the 20-yard line. That's number 35.
Matt Means. Number 35, Matt Means with a big reception up the right sideline. Looking to get some playing time here, doing a good job. Turning, getting his hands up, taking the reception from Quincy Lyman for a big-time gain and a 1st down for the Wolves at the 20-yard line.
That looked like Pease earlier. Faked the handoff, rolled out to his right as well, and hit the man streaking across the middle there. So nice job by Lyman to get the ball down the field as they're going to have a 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He's tried to sidestep a few tacklers, and he's not going to break the arms of that tackler. That's number 24, Ross Payne. Nice tackle there by Payne for no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Wolves.
Payne working both sides of the field today with an excellent tackle on Tucker for the Wolves. No gain, and the Wolves find themselves still at the 20-yard line, 2nd and 9.5.
We're going to have a quick stoppage of play here by the officials, pointing at somebody in Olympic's huddle here. Usually indicates some kind of an equipment problem, unless they can get that changed here quickly. There's 4 minutes and 56 seconds remaining here in the first half. South Kitsap leads Olympic 21-0. Number 87, that's Sean Staten, split to the far side of the field.
And South Kitsap getting some of these younger players in for some looks and some downs here, as you were talking about earlier, Coach.
So we have a quick delay here, and now Play has resumed. They're going to hand the ball off to, that's number 27 for the Wolves. That's Quincy. I don't know.
That's another number 27,
That's
I think.
a different 27. So
how many 27s do we have out on the field tonight? I think we have one white 27 and one yellow 27. I'm not sure.
Well, if they're trying to confuse the Olympic Trojans, they're doing a good job of confusing you and I up here in the booth. So
certainly a good job on the South Kitsap Wolves part of confusing somebody. The Wolves sending everybody out on the field tonight so far and give these youngsters some plays, maybe a score here.
So it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Wolves. Oh, my goodness! What a tackle by number 61. That's Bronson Coe. And he says, if you can't take the heat, then get out of the kitchen.
I think what he says, if you can't take the heat, I am going to tackle you for a loss behind the line of scrimmage, and I will land on top of you with a much amount of weight. A big-time load landing right on top of the South Kitsap runner. That was a huge hit.
Well, he looked like a kitchen, and I'd hate to have that kitchen hitting me, I'll tell you that. What a hit.
Boom. Forcing South Kitsap to consider a field goal here with 4th and 6 on the 17, or they're going to go for it. No, they're going to go for the field goal.
Quincy Lyman is going to attempt a 41-yard field goal. The ball will be placed at the Olympic 24-yard line. Pease with the hold. The kick is up, and it is good. Nice kick by Lyman. So add 3 more points, and the Wolves now lead 24-0. So a nice job by Lyman there.
Lyman quarterbacking the Wolves on the last series of downs, kicking the field goal, and after the game, if you need your car washed, he'll probably do that for you too. Good job, Quincy Lyman, the white number 27. And the Wolves take a commanding 24-0 lead here in the second quarter. 3:25 left in the first half of play here at Joe Knowles Field in Port Orchard. DB, some of the backup players, some of the secondary players for the Wolves looking pretty good there on that set of downs, looking like we've got a solid future here ahead of us.
Olympic actually doing a nice job there. Even though South Kitsap gets a field goal, it could have been much more. They could have gotten the touchdown, but they didn't. So Olympic doing a nice job still on defense, and even though it's only 24-0, they're hanging in there, and they're making this a good game. So Olympic doing a good job right here on this stop.
Number 61, Bronson Coe, with a very impressive hit for loss on 3rd down run play for the Wolves. Really made that last defensive stand possible.
The kickoff is fielded by Kendall at his own 20-yard line, and he gets out near the 35. So a nice return there by Kendall, giving some more room for Olympic. And just like that, Olympic is going to have some good field position. Earlier in the first quarter, Olympic starting the ball near their own 20, 25-yard line. But I'll tell you what, Coach Rodriguez, they're doing a little bit better job here of giving themselves better field position, which would give them more options. They're just going to have to capitalize on some of the big plays that they've had.
Well, I think it comes down to the quarterback, number 7, Chris Lane. Settle down a little bit. Let that ball come right out of your hand and get it to your receivers. He's not being pressured too very much. He should be able to get that ball in there.
Lane takes the handoff, rolls to his right. He's looking for a man, but he's just going to keep running. He gets a couple of blockers, and he's taken down, though. That was number 43, Josh Burlingame for the Wolves. Nice tackle near the 40-yard line. We're going to call it, they're going to spot the ball at the 39, so a big gain right there. It's going to be 2nd down for Olympic.
Burlingame, number 43 for the Wolves, the sophomore, doing a very good job so far this season, stepping right up at the defensive linebacker position and doing a solid job for the Wolves.
Olympic will have a 2nd and 5 here, as Johnson is split to the near side of the field. That's Boyce on the far side. They're going to hand the ball up to Green straight up the middle, but he's not going anywhere. Nice tackle by Joe Bettinger just past the 40. It's going to be 3rd and short for Olympic.
We'll see what Olympic does here. Rather big play for them. If they don't get a 1st down here, they give the ball back to the Wolves, quite probably with a punt, and the Wolves have a chance to go into the end zone again before the end of the first half. The Trojans really need a 1st down here.
Bettinger doing a nice job of wrapping up the legs and not letting them get very far forward. So it's going to be 3rd and short. We'll call it 3rd and 4 for Olympic. Another long count. Boy, they've been doing this all night. Lane Very patient. Oh, and he's going to be taken down by, Bettinger is unable to take him down. I can't believe he got out of his grasp.
He was down. He managed to get away, but there was 2 more would-be South Kitsap tacklers waiting there right for him as soon as he escaped the grasp of 67, Joe Bettinger.
Bettinger did a nice job of staying at home, trying to wrap him up, but Lane, just a hair bit quicker, not too much, was able to elude that tackle. He just kind of ducked right underneath him, but still he was taken down for a loss, and there's a timeout on the field by South Kitsap.
Maybe planning to defend a possible play here, a punt upcoming from Olympic. Not always a punt, sometimes a pass.
I think South Kitsap calling the timeout here, and they're going to look to get the ball back here on 4th and long, and they would have plenty of time to get the ball back and run a series of plays to see if they can get that ball into the end zone or get some kind of a quick score here before halftime as they send back Tyler Goddard again and Staten. So we will see what happens. And again, Goddard doing a nice job tonight of returning on special teams here, although the last one that he had, the ball kind of slipped through his fingers a little bit.
One little mishap, but otherwise a solid job for the Wolves.
So the kick is up. It's a little off to the side. Oh, Goddard slips. He gets back up. He fields the ball at his own 42. He spins around the tackler. That was Lane. Nice job by Goddard, though, getting good field position for the Wolves. They're going to have the ball at the Olympic 45-yard line. So a nice return by Goddard again to put Wolves in good field position.
I think that last time out from the Wolves coaching staff, making sure they had all their ducks in a row for that defensive play / receiving play on that punt, making sure there was no trickery coming from the Olympic punting team, maybe sending a message, we're not going to be fooled by any of your trick plays. Good job. Now they're back on the field at the 45. They've got 1:35 left in the half, possibly another opportunity to score here.
South Kitsap, 3 wide receivers, 2 split to the far side. They're going to quick handoff up the middle. The ball is fumbled, and it is recovered by Olympic. Just like that, a turnover. And South Kitsap turns the ball over on the fumble, and that is not what Coach DJ Sigurdsson wants to see.
4 seconds later, Olympics got the ball back at midfield, and they're looking to strike. Guaranteed, they want to go into the locker room, possibly 24-7 instead of 31-0.
They did everything that they were supposed to do. They did a nice job, clock management, calling the timeout on the 4th down. They get good field position off the punt, and unfortunately, they turn the ball over. And this is the kind of thing that can keep a ball club in the team here. So a little confusion on the defense by South Kitsap as Olympic is going to have 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line as Lane looks down the field. He's going to throw it up. He's looking for a man, and the ball is going to be intercepted by Tyler Goddard. And just like that, South Kitsap gets the ball back.
Well, he didn't bobble that one, Coach. That was right in his hands, and he took it down. Interception, Tyler Goddard, South Kitsap going the other way.
Quid pro quo on that one. We're going to get something for something. So South Kitsap, after they give the ball away to Olympic, they get the ball right back on the interception by Tyler Goddard, and the ball is going to be placed at the South Kitsap 36-yard line. So South Kitsap still has plenty of time. 1:25 left here in the first half, leading 24-0 over Olympic. As Pease is going to roll to his left, look back to his right. He's got a man down the middle, and it's going to be horribly underthrown, and it's going to be intercepted by... That is Mancha by Olympic, and he's going to be taken out of bounds, and 3 straight turnovers.
Well, we've seen 22 seconds and 3 turnovers. Let's look for South Kitsap to get the ball back here on this next play, I guess. Monty Enyart wide open on that play. If he throws it through and through, he's in for a touchdown. The Olympic secondary defenders very clear of number 3, Enyart, on the last play. Enyart tried to scramble back to get it, but the ball is 10 yards underthrown.
Olympic turned the ball over, fumbling the ball. Or South Kitsap did. Olympic threw an interception the next play, and this play right here was an interception as well. So Olympic still with plenty of time here. They're going to hand the ball off to, that's number 33. That's Green again. No, that's number 38 for Olympic. That's Victor Chapman, the 6-foot, 185-pound junior in at tailback, giving Green a rest. It's going to be a short gain. We'll call it a gain of 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 yards to go for Olympic at the South Kitsap 44-yard line. And Olympic does not look to be in a hurry here before the half is over. And, of course, with all of those turnovers that we just saw, 3 in a row by both squads.
2 on the part of South Kitsap. Can't make the South Kitsap coaching staff very happy going into the locker room. 2 turnovers to end the half.
Lane under center. They have 2 running backs, the I formation. He's going to look for a man down. He's just going to throw it up, and it's going to be incomplete. Looking for his intended receiver. That is Xavier Mancha, looking to cut down more towards the middle of the field, but good defense there. That's number 6, Jason Reed, at the corner on the pass coverage. So it's going to be 3rd and long for Olympic with 20 seconds remaining here in the first half as Green comes back into the ball game for Olympic. So Olympic looking to, I bet you they're just going to try and run the ball here. They can't afford to make any more turnovers.
No, they just run a simple rushing play, run out the rest of the clock, go into the locker room, and talk things out.
Payne is actually at the tailback position, and they're going to hand the ball off to Payne as he is going to be taken down. And that should do it for the first half of play. Although the officials are signaling a stoppage in play here, and South Kitsap is going to call a timeout. So South Kitsap, with 12 seconds remaining, might have a shot here if Olympic kicks the ball down into their far end of the field. And but I think that both sides are just hoping that the half is going to end here so they can, especially South Kitsap, that they can go in with a comfortable 24-0 lead here at their own homecoming game.
Once again, South Kitsap coaching staff reassuring everybody here that there's going to be no trick plays for touchdowns here on the punt or first downs or anything else, making sure that the ball is securely placed in their hands, and then probably look to take a knee.
It is going to be 4th and 7.
And Olympic is going for it.
And Olympic is going for it here. They're in the I formation. Unless they're going to try and draw him offside, which they don't. They're going to roll out to the right side. He's got some room open here if he gets able to, and he does. He gets the first down.
He had plenty of blockers on the right side, and almost took out the chain gang guy there on the far side of the field there.
Nice play there by Olympic.
And they got out of bounds. Stop the clock. They're going to have a crack at the end zone here. I believe that's the first down, Coach.
Chris Lane keeps the ball, rolls out to the right side, and he is able to get a first down. The ball is going to be at the South Kitsap 36-yard line. So we might see the Hail Mary here, or we might see Olympic go for a long pass play. And now...
Or both.
And now there's going to be a stoppage again, and Olympic is going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. So I can't imagine a lot of trickery going on here either, but you never know. You could throw the Hail Mary or hope for a big play that could get you some points on the board before halftime.
Well, South Kitsap really not throwing a lot of pressure at Chris Lane. They just kind of let him sit back and throw the ball. I imagine this will be about the same thing. They'll probably send 4 to the line and just defend with 7 in the backfield. Unless they want to really ensure themselves of no score, they might consider a blitz from the safeties or the corners or the linebackers.
The one thing South Kitsap wants to make sure that they do is not get beat deep on some kind of a long pass play. They would rather just give up as much yardage as possible without letting that ball get into the end zone. So they want to take that lead into halftime and maybe fine-tune a couple of things. And even though they're doing an excellent job overall, but the last couple of series of plays they can't be too happy with giving the ball over twice to Olympic.
We can maybe look for an end around or a flea flicker here from Olympic possibly to catch the Wolves off their guard, but they've sent the Wolves have already sent 3 men very deep, and it doesn't look like there's going to be any sort of trickery here.
In for the Trojans is Matt Yetter, the 6'3 junior, split to the left side, so they look like they might throw the Hail Mary as Lane is going to roll to his left, and he's going to get to the outside. He's not going to get very far, and they're just going to run the clock out as they get the ball down to about the 37-yard line. So just like that, no points on the board there at the end of the first half, and South Kitsap takes a 24-0 lead into halftime of the homecoming game. And here tonight, for the homecoming festivities, we're going to be throwing it down here shortly to Chris Atkins and Amanda Kraftcheck down onto the field as they are going to be introducing the homecoming court and sort of briefly explain many of the homecoming activities that have been taking place all this week at South Kitsap High School. So I think we're going to try and throw it down to Chris Atkins and Amanda Kraftcheck for the halftime show.
Welcome everyone to the 2005 homecoming game for South Kitsap. As you can see, we are at a commanding lead right now. Hope you're all enjoying the game. I know we are. Now, during the homecoming halftime show, we've got the SK band playing some songs for us, and then we're going to go to the homecoming court as they drive around and get some interviews with the king and queen and the princes and princesses.
Tonight the band is going to be playing for us some 70s tunes, starting with Let's Get Down Tonight, The Freak and the Hustle, Please Don't Go, and Celebration. There's a total of 82 members this year, and they're getting better than ever. The senior drum majors are James Brennan, and the junior is Hanako Lambert. Band is doing really good this year.
We're getting ready to come around the field right now, get ready to play.
Okay.
right, thank you, SK Band. The 70s never sounded so good.
And now we have the homecoming court coming around. Let's take a look.
All right, and here they come.
In the first vehicle is Kristen Holmes, preparing to carry and Lori Holmes. She is involved in basketball, football, cheer, and ASB treasurer.
Okay,
She is accompanied by
first coming around is Kristen Holm and Andrew Thatcher. Kristen's plans are to attend WSU, majoring in accounting. She is a football cheerleader and our ASB treasurer.
Andrew Thatcher's activities are football, baseball, and his favorite class is clothing.
Coming around in the second cart is Michaela Shadow and Bruce Fernie. Michaela is a current soccer player, and last year she was in the musical Hello, Dolly.
And Bruce Fernie, activities are football and track, and his goal is to plans to become a chiropractor.
in the second car, Michaela Shadow, her parents Jason and Erin Shadow. Her activities are soccer, tennis, and the musical Hello, Dolly. Her escort is Bruce Fernie.
Michaela wants to thank her family for giving her so much and also to thank God.
Bruce Fernie's parents are Bruce and Diane Fernie, who also own the Fernie Chiropractic.
Okay, in the third cart tonight is Kelsey Lyman and Ryan Cosgrove. Kelsey is our current ASB Vice President. She is on football, cheer, and wrestling.
And Ryan Cosgrove's activities are football, baseball, and he's been varsity football 2 years in a row. Great football player.
Okay, in cart number 4, we have Pip Lamphere and Dan Nelson. Pip is a natural helper and a varsity football cheerleader.
And Dan Nelson, aka D-Nell. His activities are varsity basketball, varsity soccer, and is a National Honor Society officer. His goal is he plans to go on to school in Southern California.
Pip is working at Just for Kicks dance studio, and she wants to have a career in the field of psychology.
Dan also enjoys hunting and hopes to play soccer in college. All right, and car 5 is Jamie Little and Javen Miner. Jamie Little's activities are soccer, swim, honor society, and natural helpers.
Javen is a wrestler, and he does the outdoor club. He's a National Honor Society and a natural helper. His hobbies are drinking tea and wakeboarding.
Jamie Little is a member of Select Soccer, and she's also on the swim team.
Okay, in cart number 6, we have Erin Carpenter and Kyle Saltsgaver. Erin is on Honor Society. She is a varsity soccer captain, and she is the vice president for athletic medicine.
And Kyle Saltsgaver, aka Salty around south. Activities are football, wrestling, and track, and his goal is he plans to attend college.
A quote from Erin herself is she said, "I love my friends and my family very much. Without them, I wouldn't be who I am today. Thank you."
All right, in car number 7, we have Alex Fairweather and Kyle Pease. Alex's activities are varsity football cheer, baseball stats, and she loves playing sports and hanging with friends.
Kyle Pease is on the football and baseball team. He was a volunteer for the South Kitsap High School junior high football and baseball camp. He wants to go to school, hopefully on a baseball scholarship.
Alex wants to pursue something in the fashion business, and she also was a select soccer player. All right, and in this next card has our first princess and prince, Erin Hayes and Connor Gehring. Erin Hayes is her heroes are her older sisters. They have taught her so much.
Connor Gehring is on our varsity basketball team, and he says, "I am really laid back."
Erin Hayes has gone on mission trips to Africa and Greece, and would like to be in political science or psychology.
Connor Gehring wants to study either business or engineering and wants to go to school on a basketball scholarship.
All right. Our next car coming up is our second car with the prince and princess, Grace Olson and Andrew Lee. Grace Olson's goals are someday that she wants to be the Queen of England, and her activities are theater. Good luck with that goal, Grace.
Andrew Lee is our ASV vice president, and he plans to attend a college and is deciding in a major.
All right. And this last car is the King and Queen, Mike Cavakungan and Amanda Pearson.
Amanda is on our varsity volleyball team, and she is our co-captain. She's the ASB secretary and a natural helper. Her proudest moment was receiving the Enna Turner Most Inspirational Award.
And for Mike Cavakungan, he was once voted most like Tom Cruise by the Ghost Tribune, and he would like to be the 18th husband of Jennifer Lopez.
Amanda wants to be a good role model for her little sisters and get married and raise a family.
Does she want us to get more people? Get the prince up in the queen. Who?
Them, the Connor Gehring. Okay, and here standing next to me and Chris, we have South Kitsap's very own homecoming king and queen, Amanda Pearson and Mike Cavakungan. So guys, how did you feel last night when you were awarded our king and queen?
I was really excited. It was a big honor, and every one of those girls deserved it, and it was just nice to be a part of that group, and it was just a really big honor and a surprise, and I was nervous, but it was fun. So
well, I know that for the past 4 years it's always been like the king has always been like tall and athletic and African American, and I'm glad to say that this is the 5th year in a row.
All right guys, thanks a lot.
All right. And now, thank you guys. So let's go and head on to the field now for the beginning of the 3rd quarter of the demolishment of the Olympic Trojans.
Go South. Woo!
Hey!
Here we are at the start of the second half. South Kitsap receiving the kickoff, taken at the 35-yard line. We had the homecoming festivities here at halftime of the homecoming game here at South Kitsap High School. South Kitsap is leading Olympic 24-0 as South Kitsap received the kickoff here, and they're getting ready to come out for their first series of downs. So South Kitsap coming out onto the field here, and one of the keys for South Kitsap is to make sure that they don't get cute and turn the ball over, and they're going to send in their starting unit once again here.
Trying to find out who's under center for the Wolves at quarterback. I see Monty Enyart, number 3, on the far right sideline.
There's a new quarterback in for the South Kitsap Wolves. Fowler gets the handoff once again. That's number 9. David Hamrick is in here at the start of the second half. Kyle Pease getting the first series downs in the first half. And David Hamrick comes in, the senior, for the second series of plays here in the second half of play. The South Kitsap Wolves go with the big running play. It's going to be a gain of 8 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and 2 at the Olympic 44-yard line.
Hamrick, a very capable athlete, perfectly ready to handle this Wolves offense.
2 wide receivers to the near side of the field, and they're going to hand the ball off to Fowler, but he's not going anywhere, and he's hit hard pretty quick there by Rashad Green on the defensive side. In fact, I think he's going to lose 1 or 2 on the play. A loss of 1. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for South Kitsap.
The Olympic defense really ready for the South Kitsap rush, and nothing doing. Sent back for a loss. It's going to be 3rd and 2 at the 44 for South Kitsap. And Olympic looking to have a big-time stand here at the beginning of the first half, or the beginning of the second half. We've still got another half of football left, and they're not going anywhere.
Sean Nunez split to the far side of the field. Jason Reed and Chris Hogan here in the near side. They're going to hand the ball off to Fowler, but he gets nowhere. A nice open field tackle there by Colin Barrett, the 5'8 junior for Olympic. And just like that, South Kitsap 3 downs and out. They're going to have to punt the ball away to Olympic. A nice defensive stop here by the Trojans.
The Wolves looking a little lethargic coming out of the halftime, maybe paying too much attention to the homecoming festivities and not ready to go in the first half. Coach Segerson can't like that, and Olympic's going to get the ball back.
One of the keys also will be on defense, as the Wolves are set here to kick the ball away to Xavier Mancha. And one of the things that
and it's a miscue, and it's a bad snap.
Hamrick looking to kick the ball away. He still is able to get it away. Good job by Hamrick. It's not a very good punt, but nonetheless, it could have been much worse, as a bad snap there on special teams. And Hamrick was able to pick the ball up, get to his right a little for a couple of yards, and still kick the ball away. And it could have been a severe loss of about another 30 yards, but he was able to get the ball down to the South Kitsap 42-yard line. So
the Wolves looking very amateur on that play. I think it was an attempted fake to the mid-back, and he got his hands on it. Luckily, Hamrick back there to pick it up and kick it away.
Nonetheless, Olympic will have the ball in very good field position as Lane is under center. He's going to hand the ball off to Green, and he sidesteps straight up the middle. There goes Green. A couple of men to take him down. It's a nice tackle there by the defender. That's Tyler Goddard. Chris Hogan was able to get over there, but just like that, a big running play by Olympic, and they get down deep into South Kitsap territory to the South Kitsap 16-yard line, and this is what the South Kitsap coaches did not want to see.
No, they did not want to see Green, number 33, get up the middle for a 30-yard rush to set up Olympic for a possible score here. Definitely not in the playbook.
Sometimes what can happen in big leads is that players come out and they start playing a little bit to the lower competition compared to the score that is on the board, and this seems to be what is happening with the Wolves here so far. They're going to hand the ball off to the fullback straight up the middle, still dragging a couple of Wolves, able to gain a couple of more yards on the play. Nice run by the Olympic tailback. That was number 33, Green, once again. So Olympic doing a good job here, and this would be a huge series if Olympic could get the ball into the end zone.
Well, Tyler Green, number 33, Rashad Green, the running back, number 33 for the Trojans, seems to have sparked this Olympic offense. Let's see what they can do here.
Mancha split near to the near side of the field. Lane with another count. The ball is fumbled, and I believe that he was able to get the ball back. Olympic will get the ball back. It's going to be third down. They actually gained almost a yard on the play, and it will be third down for Olympic at the South Kitsap 11-yard line. So a little missed opportunity right there for Olympic, but they still have a couple of downs to get that first down. They can get the first down at the South Kitsap 6-yard line, so they need 5 more yards as they are driving here in the red zone of South Kitsap.
3rd and 5 for the Trojans, and we've got a timeout on the field. The Trojan coaches really want to nail down what they're doing, make sure they get the ball in the end zone, trying to make a game out of this thing, Coach. But what is Olympic going to have to do you think, DB, to get themselves back in this?
Olympic is going to have to capitalize on a momentum shift, which is exactly what they got here. South Kitsap received the kickoff, but they were unable to do anything in 3 plays. They punted the ball away, got a little break, even though they were able to kick it away. Olympic, it was a bad snap, whether we don't know if it was a fake attempt or not, but it seems like South Kitsap doesn't quite have the intensity that they had in the first half, and sometimes that can happen when you have a big lead, and your opponent comes out maybe looking to get something going. A couple of big running plays by Green here, and Olympic is right back in it.
Olympic looking to open up those holes for Green, and Green, a very capable runner. He's shown us that tonight, and South Kitsap better wake it up, or they can find that they've given up a touchdown here. Not part of the defensive playbook, like I said before. South Kitsap going to have to do a much better job of holding this Olympic running game on the ground and in check.
One aspect of playing in games is that you want to try and put people away, especially when you have big leads, and that means the intensity level has to be high as Manchuk goes running out quickly. They have a slot on the right side. They're going to hand the ball off. They're going to run a reverse, and they're going to look for possibly the pass, and they do. They've got a man wide open. Touchdown, Olympic!
A beautifully run play, an end around pass play from number 5 to the quarterback, wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Olympic catches the Wolves completely surprised. That is a big-time trick play taken out of the offensive playbook for the Olympic Trojans. Quick 6 for Olympic.
They handed the ball to the tailback, running to the right side, coming back to Jeff Boyce on the reverse, and the quarterback, Chris Lane, was all alone in the end zone for the little halfback option, and they got it, and South Kitsap blocks the kick. The kick was blocked. That was David Hamrick and Jason Reed in there to block the extra point, but still Olympic gets on the board, and with 8:05 remaining, South Kitsap now leads Olympic 24-6. And South Kitsap is going to have to step up the intensity level here because this game is by no means over.
No, and Olympic, breaking out that end-around trick play pass to the quarterback, showing that they've still got some fire. And they punched the ball up pretty far deep into the field to set themselves up for that score. South Kitsap looking like they're going the other direction. The momentum definitely in the favor of the Trojans. South Kitsap got to snap it up here, play some more football. We've still got plenty of time left in this game.
So Olympic gaining some momentum here in the early part of the third quarter and are able to get on the board as South Kitsap is going to send Joey, let's see, we've got to get the numbers here. That's Corey Dame. Joey is his dad on the sideline, and they don't allow coaches or fathers to suit up anymore, even if they do have any eligibility left. So
it's too much of an injury risk, really.
So I'm afraid Coach Joey Dame is just going to have to. He's just going to have to wait a little bit longer unless the WIAA comes up with some kind of a new rule. But I doubt that happening in the near future. And also back is Chad Fowler as the kick is going to be taken by the up man. That's number 28 there, and the ball was taken at the 32-yard line. We'll call it a return of 8 yards to the South Kitsap 40-yard line. So South Kitsap will have some decent territory here. That was Tony Larson with the return. It was not a deep kick as South Kitsap hopes to do something here on offense. Otherwise, Olympic, they could still maintain this momentum going here. And as they try and make a big defensive stop here and get some more points put on the board.
Well, like I said, the momentum, and like you said, Coach, the momentum definitely shifted towards Olympic, and let's see what the defense can do. They've played well so far, and I look for them to try to stop the Wolves here on 3 downs.
DeAndre Jackson comes back in at fullback. Hamrick still in at quarterback. They hand the ball off to Fowler. He's got a big hole. Oh, and he slips. He tried to cut back up to the inside as he smacks his hand on the ground, saying, I wish I would have maintained my balance. But nonetheless, they get a big gain here of about 9 yards on the play. It's going to be second and short for the Wolves.
Well, the Wolves coaching staff probably wishing that Fowler just kept on his track of running and would have picked up the first down. And 2nd and 2 at the 48 for the Wolves, just before midfield. And let's see if this Trojan defense can hold on.
They're going to hand the ball off to Fowler. He sidesteps a little bit. He's taken down by number 68. Nice tackle there by Josh Driscoll, but not until he gets a first down on the play. And South Kitsap gets just past midfield into Olympic territory. The ball will be placed at the Olympic 48-yard line. And this is what South Kitsap needs to do. And this is what the coaches want them to do, is keep the drive going and run that clock down as much as they can. As Hogan is now in, and Hamrick, they're going to fake the handoff, and Hamrick is rolling to his right. He's got a man open, but it is covered. Hamrick decides to keep it. He makes a couple of stutter steps, and he does get near the first down marker. Nice job by Hamrick getting near the first down marker. I don't know if he quite got it. He's going to be just a little bit short. We're going to call it a gain of 9, 2nd 1 for the Wolves.
Good job by Hamrick recognizing the open lane on the right side. Had a couple of guys downfield, man-to-man coverage for both, and could have thrown up a ball, but wanted to keep it safe, go up the sideline, pick up 9 yards. Should be 2nd and 1 for the Wolves at the 39.
Number 97, Sean Nunez, split to the far side. Hogan still in at wide receiver on the near side of the field. Hamrick is going to hand the ball off to Fowler. He's got an opening there, gets off right tackle, slips just a little bit. It's starting to get a little crisp out here, which is causing a little bit of wetness to get on that field. And he's unable to find his footing there just a little bit. But he does get the first down on the play. And it's going to be another first down for the South Kitsap Wolves. So South Kitsap sticking with the running game here and trying to run a little time off the clock and also sustain this ball control here as Monty Enyart is back in the game along with David Parker. That's number 39 still in there at tailback. That's DeAndre Jackson. Hamrick looks to his left. He's got a man open. That's Parker. He's got the ball at the 25. He escapes a tackle. He's going to get through a couple more. Gets a couple of blocks. Stays on his feet. Leans himself forward. He does stay in, or now that they're going to call it out of bounds, as the pass play, the little out pattern to David Parker. They get the ball down to the 10-yard line.
And Parker not going down easily, dragging a host of Olympic tacklers with him towards the goal line, gets down to about the 5. Should be 1st and goal at the 5 for the Wolves.
South Kitsap inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal from the Olympic 8-yard line. Enyart still split to the far side of the field. Now it's time. They're going to have an official's timeout here.
And South Kitsap will retain the ball, and they're going to go on. The officials are going to go on with the play.
Play resumes here.
And that's the running back for the Wolves. Fowler up the middle, off tackle right side, gets a couple yards on the play. And it's going to be about 2nd and goal from about the 5-yard line for the Wolves. Now the Wolves looking to punch it in here. Can't afford any more mistakes and give the Olympic Trojans an opportunity or a thought that they're still in this game. South Kitsap coach is definitely looking for their players to capitalize on this and take a commanding 30-plus point lead, and they decided to take a timeout, Coach DB, trying to really make sure that everything is squared away on the field. Apparently not really very sure exactly what the play call was going to be. This new quarterback, Hamrick, for the Wolves, doing a good job so far. Want to make sure that their P's and Q's are straight and that they get the ball into the end zone. Another timeout called by the Wolves.
Actually, this timeout is called by Olympic. This is their second. This is their first timeout, and this is their second timeout of the half here. We've got to get our numbers correct here, but Olympic a little confused on defense, trying to make sure that they get it right here, as South Kitsap is knocking on the Trojan door once again here. They're having a 2nd and goal from the Olympic 6-yard line. So South Kitsap breaks the sideline after the timeout. Fowler still in at tailback, but now Keontang is in at the fullback position. Hamrick under center. He's going to hand the ball off to Fowler. He gets straight up the middle, wrapped up quickly by one of the linemen for Olympic. He gets a couple more on the play, and it's going to be 3rd and goal from the Olympic 2-yard line.
Well, the Olympic Trojan defense once again showing us that they have life and they are here to play. They're stuffing the South Kitsap running game there near the goal line and snuffing out the opportunity there on 2nd down, forcing a 3rd and 2 from the goal line. South doesn't get it here. Imagine they'll go for it on 4th down. Let's see if South Kitsap pulls out a pass play here to try to punch the ball into the end zone, Coach.
South Kitsap, 3rd down here from the 2. Hamrick. He's going to hand the ball off 2, and that's going to be a touchdown. That's Fowler. He goes in from 2 yards out. Touchdown, South Kitsap.
Well, it looks like old news for Chad Fowler and the Wolves offense. They simply overpowering the tired Olympic defensive line. That defensive line has played valiantly tonight for the Olympic Trojans and simply unable to hang on and keep the Wolves out of the end zone. Touchdown, South Kitsap. Chad Fowler's done this before. South Kitsap on the field now for the point after try. Or excuse me, the point after touchdown. And that'll be number 27, Quincy Lyman, lining up to kick it for the Wolves. And it's down, it's up, and I believe it's good. And it is 31-6 here in the 3rd quarter. 4:15 left. The Wolves are leading by 25 very comfortably. The Olympic Trojans putting up a hard-fought battle here. The Wolves simply looking like veteran football players out here. You can tell that they've run their plays over and over again. You can see that the weight room influences focuses big time for their plays, overpowering the Trojans on several occasions at the line, especially near the goal line. South Kitsap coming out a little flat in the 2nd half, but reversing the momentum and going in for another 6 off tackle with Chad Fowler. 3rd and 2 at the 3rd and goal at the 2-yard line. South Kitsap punching it in once again, take a 31-6 lead, and South Kitsap will kick it off once again to the Trojans, awaiting the kickoff.
Back to receive is Jeff Boyce and Patrick Kendall. South Kitsap counteracting that Olympic touchdown with the touchdown of their own, and it's going to be taken by Payne, but he's going to take it out of bounds where they will have the ball at their own, about their 17-yard line. So Olympic is going to be deep in their own territory here, and but yet Olympic, what they're trying to do is they would like to try and advance the ball forward and try and get more points in the end zone like they did in their last series here in the 2nd half.
Well, the Trojans want to do what they can to salvage the game as much as they can, try to get some more scores, get as many guys as they can to touch the ball, throw the ball, run the ball, and see if they can throw another few points up on the board before this game's over. And like I said, Coach, the game's not over. Still plenty of time to play here.
Lane under center for Olympic. They're going to hand the ball off to number 32, a new running back in here, more playing time. Well, now that's number 38. That's Victor Chapman, the 6-foot junior for Olympic. He gets there's a loss on the play. There's going to be a loss of about 2 yards, and it's going to be 2nd long for Olympic. And Coach Rodriguez, one of the traditions here at South Kitsap is that we try and mention either former athletes, former students, and or former teachers that have all come home for the homecoming game. And we have seen a plethora of big faces, big name faces that we once knew here at South Kitsap that we're glad to see here. As the pass is going to go deep, and it goes right through the hands of number 2, Kendall. Nice pass by, that was the pass was from Chris Lane, and he had Kendall hit him right in the hands, but it went right through his hands, and the pass is going to be incomplete, and it is going to be 3rd and long for Olympic. And if he hangs on to that ball, he had a lot of greenery right in front of him.
Number 9, David Hammer, defending on that play, tripping him up as the ball got there. Almost a pass interference call, but good timing on the part of Hamrick, keeping the Olympic Trojans on their heels.
Lane still under center with those long counts. He's going to hand the ball off on a counter, but they're not going anywhere. Nice tackle there. That's number 75, Tyler Breschen. Excellent stop there. No, not fooling anybody. And here comes the dangerous Tyler Goddard again to receive the punt. Also going back is going to be number 90, or no, that's number 87, Sean Staten. So these two gentlemen have been fielding the punts all night. Tyler Goddard getting most of it, both of them standing at their own 50-yard line. So the Wolves look like they're going to have decent field position after this special teams play. The snap is back. It's a good one. It's a low end-over-end kick. Goddard's coming up to field it, and he's got a little bit of room. He gets a burst of speed, gets to the outside, makes a cut back up the middle. Nice job by Goddard returning the punt back there, and it's going to get back near the 10-yard line.
South Kitsap, once again, in excellent scoring position. Right off a punt this time, they're looking to go for the jugular with this possession.
This could really do some damage for Olympic. South Kitsap would like to put as many points on the board as they could, as a nice punt return of about 37 yards by Tyler Goddard. Tyler has just been tearing it up for the special teams here on punt return for South Kitsap. South Kitsap breaks the huddle a little bit late there on the sideline as they come back out here, the first unit. Parker split to the near side of the field. He's back in at quarterback. They're going to have the ball at the Fowler. The ball is fumbled. It squirts out under a would-be Olympic Trojan, and they do recover it. So a turnover by South Kitsap here.
The third turnover of the night for the Wolves, and that's definitely not on the chalkboard in the locker room.
South Kitsap receives the punt. Got a nice return by Tyler Goddard, well within Olympic territory. And just like that, there's a miscommunication on the handoff between Pease and Fowler, and Olympic recovers the fumble. So a little sloppy play here in the second half by South Kitsap after the touchdown.
Well, South Kitsap looking a little rusty, a little shaky, not able to fully put the Trojans away as well as they would have liked to here in the second half.
Olympic, Lane under center. He fakes it. He's going to roll out to his right, but he's going to be taken down, and he's able to get the pass off. What a pass by Lane! There's a penalty flag, though, and Tyler Goddard is going to try and bring down number 38. That's Victor Chapman, who's still on his feet, but hold everything because there is a penalty flag way back near the 20-yard line, and I'm afraid that it is all going to come back. That is usually in the area of an illegal block in the back or holding. But we'll have to wait and see what the official's call is right here. Almost a 50-yard, about a 45-yard pass play.
Not really sure what the penalty is on the play here.
Oh, and they're waving it off.
It's incidental flag. Why? I don't know. Understand why the official would throw the flag. The ball was going through the line. The runner punching through. Looked like it should have been an illegal block or a hold on Olympic or possibly who knows what on South Kitsap, but no call.
Lane was chased out of the pocket, rolled to his right, and was in the grasp of the defender for South Kitsap, but before he was brought down, he was able to unload it to number 38. That's Chapman, and they got a huge pass play all the way down to the South Kitsap 43-yard line, where the Olympic Trojans will have a 1st and 10 as Lane fakes the handoff, rolls to his right. He's just going to keep it. He's got a little bit of room, gets out past the 40, 35. He's just going to keep it. As he comes out, stops the clock. The ball is going to be placed at the South Kitsap 33-yard line. So this is what we were talking about, D-Rod, momentum swing.
Well, I think the Olympics looking to maybe stop the clock here, get some first down, stop the clock. They feel like they're still in it, and South Kitsap's giving them every notion that they are. A little bit of intensity letdown here in the second half. Wolves are up several scores. However, Olympic not going away, not giving up. Chris Lane leading the charge here for Olympic.
Olympic breaking the huddle here. Mancha and Johnson, now the receivers. Lane, another long count. He's going to fake the handoff. He's got a man. He throws it up there. He's got Mancha into the ball. Nice defensive play by Tyler Goddard. Goddard went up and just with two hands batted the ball down and prevented the man from catching the ball. Good defensive stop there.
Lane just winged it up there into the secondary. Any man's ball. And South Kitsap luckily gets a mitt on the ball and swats it down. South Kitsap able to hold back Olympic on that pass play, and we have a timeout on the field charged to Olympic. And coach, if that count is right, I think that's their third timeout of the half already. I don't think they have any more left for the game. So they're looking to get their breath back and make sure that they know exactly what's going on offense before they run this next play. They're looking for a first down. It's 3rd and 1 at the 34. They need 1 more yard to get the first down to keep this drive going. The clock is stopped, so that helps Olympic. However, they've got a lot more work to do if they want to even hope to get back into this game.
Earlier tonight, we saw 3 former South Kitsap High School teachers that still come to a lot of the games, and it was really good to see them. Longtime teacher and one-time head baseball coach Elton Goodwin's here tonight, along with longtime social studies teacher Pete Kreidler, and another longtime teacher here at the high school, Don Smith. So it's always nice to see former employees here back at the high school, and always good to see them.
Well, it's always good to welcome back former alumni and former teachers back to South Kitsap here on homecoming weekend, and we're very proud to have them here among us tonight.
Olympic here has a 3rd and short. We're going to call it 3rd and maybe 1 yard, as Lane is a little slow getting up to the line of scrimmage here. South Kitsap showing a blitz. They're going to fake the handoff. Lane's going to roll to his left. He's got a man open, and I can't believe that Lane didn't just hang on to it and run. He needed less than a yard, and he had a mile. He had a mile of grass in front of him, and but he chose to throw the pass anyways. The pass was intended for number 27, Joey Johnston, and the pass was incomplete. So this is a big 4th down play here for Olympic, trailing 31-6 with 1:44 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play.
Lane choosing to go for the pass, really should have stuck with the run, and opted to go with the, give the South Kitsap defense a chance to snuff him here on 4th down and 1 and get the ball back on downs.
They're going to hand the ball off to the tailback with a quick run up the middle, and Olympic is going to have a first down, no problem. That's number 33, Rashad Green. And he gets a big running play there, and it's going to be first down for Olympic at the South Kitsap. We will call it the 26-yard line.
Well, Green doing a very good job tonight of rushing the ball up the middle especially, and one of the few bright spots for the Olympic Trojans tonight, and doing a great job. He deserves some congratulations for his good effort tonight here on the football field in Port Orchard.
So Olympic keeping the drive alive here. They're going to hand the ball off to Payne. Nice job by Payne, hitting the hole pretty hard, getting down near the first down marker. I believe he will have the first down. Nice job by Payne getting down to the South Kitsap 15.
Speaking of hitting in Payne, number 52 for South Kitsap.
That's Kyle Saltsgaver with the big tackle right there.
Well, he came up from behind and just rung him up for a big-time hit, and Payne wasn't going anywhere after that hit. Kyle laid it into him and put him down. Good tackle.
Olympic with this momentous drive here, still in the I formation. Green is now in at the fullback. They're going to pitch the ball up to number 38 for Olympic. He's going to get a couple more up on the left side. That's Victor Chapman once again. Earlier, he had that big 45-yard pass catch reception earlier. And Olympic gets about 2 yards on the gain. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for Olympic at the South Kitsap 13-yard line. They only need to get to the South Kitsap 5-yard line for a first down.
And I believe that was
quite a few of their sophomores, and
Olympic lines up, looking to possibly get in the end zone again here, 2nd and 8.
They hand the ball off to Green, and he's taken down quickly, able to scooch forward just a little bit there. He gains a couple more on the play. Still a nice defensive stop by South Kitsap, and it's going to be 3rd and 6 yards from the South Kitsap 11.
South Kitsap's defense giving up some yards here at the end of the 3rd quarter, and we'll be going the other way once this clock expires, and we go into the 4th quarter of action Olympic will be going right to left. And that is the end of the third quarter. South Kitsap 31, Olympic 6, as we do head into the fourth quarter here at Joe Knowles Field at South Kitsap High School in Port Orchard, Washington. Friday night football being brought to you on Wolf TV Live. DB, what do you think so far about the Wolves' intensity in the second half? It's a little sluggish, but I think it's picked up a little bit.
It has, and I'll tell you what, Coach Rodriguez, I think we might be sending it down to the sidelines here for a sideline report with either Amanda or Chris Atkins. What do we have down there on the sideline?
I'm down here. We got cannon smoke around, band playing. The Wolves taking a commanding 25-point lead against the Trojans, which is incredible since they've had 3 of their leading defensive players out for the entire game, have had sophomores in, and have traded out QBs the entire game. It's been an incredible game so far. We're looking forward to the rest of the fourth quarter. Back to the action.
Well, thanks, Chris, for that sideline report. And yes, it's been a good game for the Wolves so far here in homecoming. And we always want to honor our graduates and alumni and students, friends and family of the program and the school with the victory. And it looks like the South Kitsap Wolves are cruising in that direction right now, although Olympic is currently driving towards another score. Could be the second one of the night.
Olympic at the South Kitsap 11-yard line. Lane under center. He's going to roll, fake the handoff, roll out to his left, being flushed out of the pocket, taken down by number 52, Kyle Saltsgaver. Nice tackle there for a big loss.
Nothing doing for Lane there as Kyle Saltsgaver gave chase, got a hand on that jersey, and flung him down like a rag doll into the turf here at Joe Knowles. Nice tackle, nice sack, Kyle Saltsgaver.
Good defensive stop there by the Wolves. Saltsgaver got through there, didn't go for the fake as Lane was rolling out to his left, and Saltsgaver had the big tackle there for a loss. It's going to be 4th and forever. It's going to be 4th and 16 for Olympic. They can still get the first down. They can get down to the South Kitsap 4-yard line. They are at the South Kitsap 20. Lane waiting for the snap. He's going to drop back, look to his left. He's going to throw it up. He's got a man open, but it's going to be underthrown. I can't believe it. It was intended for Mancha. Nice defensive stop there by Tyler Goddard. And when the ball was coming down and deflected by the Wolves, Mancha just stood there, and if he was a little more active, he could have caught the ball.
Well, he did come back and try to catch the ball, almost a gift for the Olympic Trojans there as the ball is deflected by 2 South Kitsap defenders, and Mancha comes back, almost gets the pass reception. In bounds it would have been, and it would have been at approximately the 3-yard line. Almost enough would have been enough for the first down, but nothing doing. South Kitsap gets the ball back on downs. 10:55 left in the fourth quarter. South Kitsap up 31-6.
And with the incomplete pass, South Kitsap will take over on downs as Hamrick now, David Hamrick, number 9, comes back in at quarterback for the Wolves, as they will have a 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line as the ball is handed off to the tailback to number 13, Corey Dame, the junior for South Kitsap, who also plays on the defensive side, as he is going to take over at tailback on this series of plays here for the Wolves. He gains about 1 yard on the play, and it is going to be 2nd and 9 for South Kitsap. So we can assume that there are going to be some more substitutions coming in and out of the game here for the South Kitsap Wolves. Chris Hogan in at the far side of the field at wide receiver. Hamrick is going to fake the handoff, roll out to his right. He's looking for a man, and he does. He's got his tight end. Oh, and the pass hits him in a bad place, hits him right in the hands, and the pass is going to be incomplete. That was number 83, Sam Carson, and he could have had a nice pass play there, but it just slipped out of his hands for an incomplete pass, and it's going to be 3rd and long for South Kitsap.
Number 6, Jeff Boyce, quite explicitly breaking up that play, hitting the South Kitsap receiver right as the ball got there, and really an excellent defensive play and a nice hit.
South Kitsap breaking the huddle here, 3rd and long. They're going to pitch the ball to the tailback. That's number 23 for the Wolves.
Whoa. Boy, he's going back for a big loss, Coach.
The one thing that the coaches don't like to see is east and west. They like north and south.
We talked about that earlier. And that's what got us a touchdown run on a punt return earlier, but that side-to-side action, not a lot of yards gained, in fact, a loss.
As a huge loss for the Wolves on that play, but there is a whistle is stopping the play as there is a penalty flag. I could not see down there exactly what was going on. I wasn't sure if they indicated.
I'm not sure either, DB. I'm not sure what's going on.
It's a holding penalty against the Wolves, but it's going to be refused by Olympic.
Adds insult to injury, 4th and 23 for the Wolves.
It's going to be 4th and forever inside their own 10-yard line. The ball's going to be placed at the South Kitsap. We're going to call that the 8-yard line. So a little sloppy series of plays right there as the Wolves are going to kick the ball away. Back to receive the punt is Mancha. Hamrick with the kicking duties, and he gets a low kick there, and it will be fielded by Mancha. He's going to take it and sidestep up through, but he's just taken down by a pack of Wolves. A sea of maroon right down there to take him down after a return of about 4 yards. But Olympic is going to have good field position at the South Kitsap 33-yard line, and this is something that the Wolves did not want to see happen.
Well, the Wolves seemingly giving Olympic some life once again, and once again we'll see if Olympic can punch the ball into the end zone. They've had spurts of quality offensive plays followed by spurts of turnovers and sputtering passes. It's up to the Trojans to decide if they want to make the game a little bit more respectable and put some extra points on the board here. South Kitsap, their defense definitely up to the challenge of keeping them out of the end zone tonight.
Olympic will have a 1st and 10 from the South Kitsap 33 with 9.5 minutes remaining here in the game. Chris Lane is going to fake the pass and hand the ball off to Green, and he stutters just a little bit. Taken down, though, by more Wolves there near the 30-yard line, a gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for South Kitsap.
At number 5, Bruce Fernie with the tackle, the finishing tackle, the senior, the finishing tackle on the Olympic runner there. A nice tackle by Bruce.
Olympic doing a good job here, not quitting or giving up. And they're just running their plays real solid as possible as number 27, Joey Johnston, is now in the game, splitting to the far side of the field. 38, that's Chapman, is back into the game at tailback. Lane under center. And he's going to pitch the ball to Chapman. He's got a couple of blockers out in front of him, and he's going to try and get out there, but he doesn't. Oh, and he's just spun around. Initially, contact was made by number 93, Brad Fedderson. Had him wrapped, but instead of taking him down, he just threw him, and he spun around and kept going for a couple of more yards.
Number 38, Victor Chapman, doing a very good job of staying on his feet. The 6-foot, 185-pound junior, proving to these Olympic coaches that, yeah, he could play.
Did a nice job there, keeping his balance. I'll tell you what, there's some good-looking football players on that side of the Olympic Trojans team. They got some athletes out there that are just doing an excellent job here, and that offensive line still creating some holes there.
Well, they're playing their hearts out. We got to give these guys some credit.
Lane with a slow count again. They're going to pitch the ball. Doesn't get much on that play. That's Jeff Boyce once again back into the play. He had an earlier touchdown pass on the halfback option, which allowed the Olympic Trojans to score their first time there.
Boyce doing just about everything tonight for the Trojans.
Nice job by South Kitsap stopping the short stuff here, but still Olympic was able to get the first down, and it is going to be a first down.
They do move the chains. First down at the 23-yard line, I believe, for the Trojans. They're looking to punch it in here. Yeah, see if they can catch the Wolves offside or unaware. The only time the Trojans have scored has been on a trick play, so let's look for another trick play out of the coaching from the coaching staff here.
Officially, it's at the 22-yard line. They're going to hand the ball off to Chapman once again. He jukes and jives a little bit up the middle there. Doesn't get a whole lot, but maybe a couple on the play. It is going to be second down for Olympic here. So Olympic doing a good job here, gaining the necessary yardage as number 19, Jesse Galligan, comes out of the game from South Kitsap. Chapman now goes out to the sideline for Olympic. More substitutions coming in. Number 6, Jeff Boyce is in at the tailback position. Green is the fullback. Jeremy Johnson is split to the near side of the field. It looks like there was a fumble on the play. Chris Lane, again, a little trouble with the snap from under center. And he's able to recover the little fumble that they had there. Not much of a threat, but Olympic still retains possession. And they're going to have the ball at the South Kitsap 20-yard line, where it will be 3rd and long.
Well, South Kitsap, once again, getting in there on the snap, forcing a little miscommunication, possibly, maybe talking a little chatter across the line there, and causing a fumble there on that last snap. Olympic can't afford many more of those mistakes. South Kitsap will be taking it back for a touchdown, going the other way.
Ross Payne, number 24, back in at tailback now. As Lane is going to drop back, and he's looking for the flat. He's being flushed out of the pocket. Oh my gosh, I can't believe he escaped that. He gets a couple of blockers, and Lane, he sidesteps, gets out through the bounce. Oh, and he's taken out of bounds, hit hard by number 31. That's Christian Burns. What a smack on the sideline.
But what a run by Chris Lane to get all the way down towards the end zone, juking, jiving, taking blocks, creating his own hole, and getting up to about the 1 yard line for 1st and goal at the 1 for Olympic. No quit in these Trojans tonight. No quit whatsoever. Playing with all heart, running on fumes. These guys have shown us a lot of heart tonight.
Chris Lane doing an excellent job tonight, getting flushed out of the pocket, but staying on his feet, not getting taken down.
Amazing play from Chris Lane, number 7.
He took the big stick by Burns right there, but they're still 1st and goal at the South Kitsap 5-yard line. They run the ball straight up the middle, and they're not going very far. And in fact, I don't think there's going to be any gain. It's going to be 2nd and goal for South Kitsap, or for Olympic.
Olympic's going to have to look for the road less traveled to get in the end zone. They're not going anywhere on off tackle.
The ball is going to be placed actually at the South Kitsap 2-yard line. So Olympic looking to punch the ball in here as the South Kitsap coaches bark out some defensive plays from the sideline here, trying to stop them from scoring. Green is in at, he's the lone setback now. Number 5 is in the game. That's Johnny Hooper.
Could have done some offsides there on the offensive line for Olympic. Looked like they were up a little early, but no flags, and it looks like it's a good touchdown for Olympic.
They run the little quarterback sneak right up the middle, and that is Chris Lane for the touchdown. So just like that, Olympic gets back on the board, and there is 5:37 left here in the game. And even though they're far out of it, you don't want to start getting cute here.
South Kitsap came back on Shelton a couple weeks ago on some time management issues with Shelton. They really need to make sure that they keep the ball on the ground when they do get the ball back and run this clock down. Don't want to give Olympic any sort of extra life to possibly miraculously get them back into this football game.
Olympic is most likely going to go for the 2-point conversion here. There's a little confusion on offense by Olympic.
They need to just get down to the line of scrimmage and snap the ball and run a play. Anything.
Yep, and it's going to be a delay of game here, I believe, by Olympic. They had several players in the backfield, not exactly sure where they were supposed to be.
At this point, Olympic just needs to go playground ball, snap the ball, and go with what's open.
So instead of a 2-point conversion taking place from the South Kitsap 3-yard line, they're going to scoot it back to the 8-yard line. But they will go for it again, as number 24, Ross Payne, is in the game at tailback. And they have 2 blockers in front of him. That looks like Green is still in there. Lane is going to roll out to his left. Oh, and he's going to be flushed down the pocket, sidestep, goes back to his right. I can't believe this guy. What an athlete. He's looking for a couple of blockers, and he has them, and he might get in.
And he is in.
And he does, and he is.
What a performance by Chris Lane here in the 4th quarter, running up side to side, stutter stepping, juking, jiving, and finds his way into the end zone. An amazing play again from number 7, the quarterback for Olympic, Chris Lane, and the coaches from South Kitsap are absolutely stunned at the defense at this time.
Olympic is right back in this. All they need.
A couple of quick scores. I guarantee we'll see an onside kick here coming up from Olympic.
Well, they're still down. They still need 3 scores to go. Olympic would have to get 3 scores. They could get a couple of touchdowns and get the 2-point conversion And I'll tell you what, it's almost too bad for that young man that he wasn't able to get 6 points, because that was one heck of a 2-point conversion.
Well, and the thing about that is, even though that play took 20 seconds to produce, no time goes off the clock, it's an extra point.
So Olympic with the touchdown run, and then the 2-point conversion is good, and they trail South Kitsap 31-14 with 5:37 remaining here in the game. Back deep for the Wolves will be Fowler and Corey Dane. The kick is a little pooch kick. It's going to be taken by Dame at the 22. He stutter steps a little bit, looks for an opening, spins around, cuts up the middle, and is taken down near the 33-yard line, where South Kitsap will take over after the kickoff. So Olympic is looking for a big defensive stop here.
A little surprised by the non-offside choice there by Olympic, but like you said, DB, they're just looking for a tough defensive stand here, and hopefully run some clock off, run some running plays, keep the ball on the ground, nothing fancy, just run some clock off, head to the locker room with the W. Olympic has other intentions. They're playing with a lot of fire and a lot of heart right now, and South Kitsap looking a little vulnerable in this entire second half.
At quarterback now is number 10, Chip Pearson, the junior for South Kitsap. They hand the ball off to the tailback. A nice little run there, gain of a couple of yards on the play. It's going to be second down and long for the Wolves. That was number 47 with the carry, Anthony Catalano. So more substitutions coming into the game here for South Kitsap.
Chip doing a very good job behind center, number 10 for the Wolves, handing that ball off for an off tackle and a gain of 3 yards. Number 10, Chip Pearson.
Second 7, a gain of 3 on that last running play. Pearson looking for his man, and he's got a man in the slant. Oh, and it's intercepted. The pass is intercepted by Mancha. Pearson with a nice pass to the slant, and the wide receiver had one hand on it, but tipped the ball up into the air, and the pass was intercepted by Olympic, and just like that, another turnover, and Olympic is going to have good field position. Turnover number 4 for South Kitsap, as Olympic is going to have the ball at the South Kitsap 44-yard line.
A surprising turn of events and a surprising turnover from the South Kitsap offense, and giving Olympic that little glimmer of hope, that light at the end of the tunnel.
So with 4:30 remaining here in the game, Olympic trailing 31-14, needing to get into the end zone once again. Lane with another long count. They're going to pitch the ball to Chapman, who gets out to the outside, and he stiff arms the man as he tries to bounce outside, cuts up in. Nice trip up there, though, on defense.
Olympic's got to get up to the line and get a playoff. The clock is not their friend. They might want to just consider an incomplete pass route up the sideline, stop the clock, go to second down.
That was Catalano again with the trip up right there as Chapman cut up. Catalano stuck his arm out and was able to trip him up a little bit.
Great run by number 38 for the Trojans. Victor Chapman, once again, up the right side. Oh, not quite a first down. 2nd and 1 at the 35. Clock is running.
Olympic
3:39.
in the I formation. Lane is going to hand the ball up to the up man. Then that is Green. He is taken down by a couple of Wolves, but that's going to temporarily stop the clock to move chains on the first down, as Olympic gets the ball to the South Kitsap 33-yard line.
Olympic at this time running on 100% pure adrenaline and inspiration. I'm sure they're digging deep to keep their spirits up and their hearts into this game. They have that little bit of life, just enough to keep them going, and wanting that touchdown to keep them in this game. And South Kitsap is letting them stay in this game. 3:10 left. Clock is ticking.
Olympic here looking to get some more points on the board. Lane is going to pitch the ball to Chapman. He's going to get a couple of blocks. He tries to outrun the man, and he tries to, and he's dragged down from behind.
And more importantly, goes out of bounds to stop the clock, and I think he's about a yard short of the first down. It's going to be about 2nd and 1 from the Wolf 23-yard line.
Olympic showing some good poise here and some excellent clock management as they are stopping the clock here when they need to. With 2:55, Chapman gets out of bounds. Like you said, Coach Rodriguez, that he's just a few yards short. It's going to be second down and 4 yards to go here, but nonetheless, still plenty of time for some things to happen here for Olympic as they break the huddle.
Not a lot of trick plays for Olympic right here. Just solid running the whole way.
Mancha split to the far side. Number 84 now into the game. That's Robert Pashusta. They're going to hand the ball off to Chapman up the middle. He breaks up tackle. He's going on his feet. If he stays.
Oh, wow. What
and
a
he's taken
run.
down at the 2-yard line.
What
a
run
by Chapman.
What an impressive fourth quarter for this Olympic Trojan offense. Showing the Wolves that, yes, we are here to play football. Number 38, Victor Chapman, running up and down the field against these Wolves and picking up a first down there, a first and goal at the 2, and looking like the Trojans are going to go in for another score here to make this a respectable game. Not something the South Kitsap coaches were anticipating.
It is first and goal from the South Kitsap 2-yard line. Olympic looking to get the ball into the end zone. Another long snap count. Lane is going to hand the ball off to, and they're going to be stopped short. The tailback was number 34 for Olympic. We don't have a name for him, but number 34 in at tailback for the Trojans, and I think they got. I don't think they got anything on that play. It's going to be second goal for Olympic, and I'm a little surprised that Olympic isn't trying to hurry up here.
They should. I would expect them to be in a no-huddle offense, maybe something they don't practice enough, maybe not something they're used to being in this type of situation. They should have already had the play off and gone. They should be getting ready for the next play by now. They should be getting ready for an onside kick.
Getting the turnover and getting a lot of momentum their way. Olympic under center. Another long count. They're going to hit. The ball is handed off to the tailback, and he does not get anywhere. Olympic does not have any timeouts remaining, and they sure are not in a hurry here, so it's almost as if they have conceded victory to South Kitsap here.
I think possibly that Olympic at this point is looking for a moral victory. They put another score on the board, which they'll likely do here before the end of regulation. They'll look at this and say, we do have a football team, and we came pretty close to beating South Kitsap, and we stayed in the game with them.
Olympic breaks the huddle. It's going to be third and goal from the South Kitsap 2-yard line. Lane is going to just keep it and roll out to the right side. He's looking for a nice block, and he's able to get in, but there's a penalty flag down on the far side of the field, thrown near the 2-yard line. We'll have to wait and see what the call is from the official. We haven't seen an indication yet of what the penalty is. The officials are gathering down near the field. A touchdown was signaled, and it's an illegal procedure call against Olympic, so nullify the touchdown and scoot them back 5 yards. But D-Rod, I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised that Olympic wasn't trying to hurry up here. They had plenty of time left.
It surprised me as well, Coach DB. I thought that they would be going for the quick touchdown, a running play or a pass play, more likely, in case they did get in, stopping the clock after each play, and then getting the touchdown and then kicking off. I would be expecting an onside kick. Like you mentioned, though, possibly conceding victory here in the last couple of minutes of the game. And really, at this point, I believe a moral victory is what they're looking for.
So Olympic is going to have a third and goal here from the South Kitsap 8-yard line, and more penalty flags here as that is Payne who gets the handoff. So there's a penalty flag down on the field, and they're going to look. It looks like it's going to be another illegal procedure penalty called. So it'll scoot Olympic back another 5 yards, and what was a first and goal at the 2-yard line is going to be a fourth and goal. They've declined it, and it's going to be a fourth and goal from the South Kitsap 6-yard line.
And this is 4-down territory. Olympic definitely going for the touchdown here, and we'll see if they can get it, put up another 6 points on the board, make this game look respectable.
Olympic trailing 31-14. Pretty much all for naught, though, as time is running out. The clock has continued to run with 25 seconds here. Fourth and goal for Olympic. They will go for it here as Lane is going to roll out to his left, looking for an opening. I don't think he's going to make it. What a hit, though. He gets close to the end zone, and no, he does not get it. The sideline indicates 4th down, and they will. South Kitsap is going to take over on down. They will have to run another play here. The ball is going to be placed at the South Kitsap 1-yard line.
At number 8, Seth Kellogg for South Kitsap's defense, taking Chris Lane out of bounds on that play with nice tackle, number 8.
South Kitsap won't be able to take a knee because they will, if they do that, where the ball is placed, they will end up in the end zone for a safety. So they will have to run one more play here. So South Kitsap just a few seconds away here, only 14 seconds remaining here in the game, leading Olympic 31-14 here at South Kitsap High School on Joe Knowles Field at their homecoming game.
South Kitsap looking just to run one more running play, keep the ball on the ground, no fumbles, run the clock out, end of story.
So South Kitsap will have one more running play here as Chip Pearson is back in at quarterback. And he's just going to keep it and run straight up the middle. And that should do it to run out the clock here. South Kitsap is going to win their 4th straight contest as they will go 4-0 in the Bridge Division of the Narrows League as they improve their overall record to 4-2, and that's going to do it for us here at South Kitsap High School. This is Darren Bowden coming to you again live here from our broadcast here tonight at Joe Knowles Field, and I would like to thank David Rodriguez for being up here in the booth again with us.
Thank you, DB, for having me, and for everybody at Wolf TV for having us up here in the booth.
And we'd also like to thank Lysandra Ness, who graciously has joined us here in the booth tonight as well to be our spotter, to help us spot these players and their numbers and get their names down correctly. So I'd like to give a quick shout out to Judy, Missy, and Gavin at home watching this game live on television. Gavin, I hope you enjoyed your first football game, buddy.
And Cedric Generals football, you're looking good down there on the sideline tonight. Go Cedric.
So thank you for joining us here tonight as the South Kitsap Wolves defeat the Olympic Trojans 31-14 at the homecoming game here tonight. We look forward to seeing you next week as South Kitsap will host the undefeated Gig Harbor Tides. Here next week, it'll be a big game as they are ranked number 9 in state. So we'd like to thank you all for joining us, and we are going to throw it down to the sideline.
Good night.
All right, now there you have it, folks. Wolves 31, Olympic Trojans 14. The Wolves played an outstanding game, everyone in the whole field. We had our quarterbacks, throwing great passes, great running, The offensive line protected our quarterbacks great, and the defensive line, all missing 3 of their best players, totally shut down the Olympic Trojans offense. Now, the Wolves are getting really excited for next week's game against Gig Harbor. It's their last regular season homecoming game, and it's also senior night, so come on out and support them for the last game. And yeah, we're really excited. Amanda?
All right. We had a really great halftime show tonight as the band, they played some great 70s tunes, and we had our 2005 homecoming court come around the field in golf carts. Everyone's getting really excited for our dance tomorrow night. Our theme is Evening with the Stars. I've seen the comments and it looks really nice. Everyone will have so much fun tomorrow, and
it's been looking good out there too. And so yeah, that's about it for us here. Thanks for watching SKTV channel 205. We had a great time freezing our butts off out here, but it was worth it. And thank you and good night.
Have a good night.